running shit. My main source, John.
We got Gino, Mike Shaw, Gino, or
Yo, that nigga is ill, dog.
or what's your name?
Oh,
Gino. He called him Gino. I call him Gino.
Gino is so ill.
Don't cut Gino. He rough, man.
He's dope.
Oh,
I don't even like this. I like, yo, he fried them motherfuckers up Philly, dog. I love that shit.
Even my man,
I love that shit.
my main people was just like, they was like, yo, you should probably just chill. Like, they wanted him to quit. Like, yo,
Take the third round off.
what? Man, listen,
Ball came as a personal third round.
News or for the Spanish boys.
Nah, he roasted the Spanish motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The other motherfucker, he roasted both of them, but the other motherfucker, you can tell his whole battle was predicated off his last round.
Hey, they're scared of my man, Ready to Ripper.
Is you ready, Hanson?
I'm ready. I'm ready, bro.
Is you ready, bro?
Ready, bro. Ready.
What we do?
Ready, Freddy. Ready, bro. I got me a cut.
Right now.
Right
Right
Do it like you do it for TV.
Oh, when I get my cut, I look young. I look like,
Yo, you gotta bring the jacket back. You gotta bring the jacket back. You know what I'm saying, Coach? You gotta bring the sport coat back. You a real professional. You was bringing that real professional look to it, man. I make sure I put that in the promo too. With the dance and everything. Yeah, bait on oh my God. I'm bait on and everything. Might be time for another battle. What's up, man? Shit, I bring another motherfucking jaw. You know what I'm saying? Keep this here, but bring another jaw. So, so whoever the battlers are. Let me see it.
Oh, shit.
Trust me, dog. That's good money.
That's
Like
good.
That shit died right on the
Yeah.
spot.
Hey, at the most opportune time. You know?
That shit said,
Facts. That shit said, man, look, man, we done, man. We done. Great big bills real quick, man. And then do what we do, man. So let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Enforcing time. Thank you. Enforcing time. Enforcing time. Thank you.
How was the A?
Welcome. It's Tuesday night. You know what it is, man. You're rocking with the best, of course. You heard? This is the Fire Nights Experience, the thought-provoking black culture journey, sports entertainment, current events. Whatever it is out there, you talk about it, man.
All of that.
Don't take us too serious, man. Until we serious.
All of that.
Bro, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling great, man. It's Tuesday night, my favorite night of the week. And hello, how are ya?
They don't start until we do that. You know what I'm talking about?
First, I'd like to give a shout out, man, to the East Square Cigar Lounge, man. Big bro, oh man, we love you, baby. 3616 Kirkwood Highway.
Also better known as
Home.
Oh,
Nice, man. How we feeling, bro?
we feeling great, man. You know, living life, man. You know, to the fullest.
It's Tuesday, man. The best night of the week. It's the best night of the week, man. It's Tuesday. I love it. Y'all can be anywhere, but y'all here with us.
appreciate that. You did.
Thank you for walking with us. Sitting on the yacht, great, you know, put on my stove. Bro, what's good with you?
Woke up this morning, man. I'm cool, man. But
Well, I mean, yeah.
nah, hold on though.
Let me see you drink.
Nah. Fuck that. Listen,
Rude, motherfucker.
some motherfucking young ass college kids hit the hole in my fence, bro.
What?
Nah, just told me that age.
Listen, I had to look out my backyard Saturday in the afternoon. I'm like, that don't mean what I think it is. Walk outside.
It was definitely
The motherfucking hole in my shit, yo. So I look at the security camera and shit. And this shit happened like Friday night, Saturday morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually up all motherfucking night.
Rabbit hole.
Nigga, this night I happened to be, I would have been like 10 o'clock Friday night.
Golden Girls or something.
But I can see those shit.
Golden Girls?
Look, I can see those. I can hear this shit, right, on my security camera, but you know, motherfucking, my back fence so fucking far away from my house. I couldn't see, you know what I mean? I couldn't see no faces.
Shout out square footage.
I couldn't see no motherfucking faces. I could hear there was some drunk ass white boys. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of the things. You know what I'm talking about?
When I get that,
oh yeah, listen, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I already figured out what I'm gonna do this Friday night. I'm gonna sit out in my backyard with the lights off.
You gonna lay on?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay.
A little do
I
sales.
might want to sit
You
with
gonna lay on?
I'm gonna lay.
I might want to sit with you.
With the beam, you hear me?
I'm not like boy.
White boy hunting. Oh. I'm just, listen, I'm not for that dumb shit, dog.
I don't know. They said he wanted to sit with you. He
Did
wanted
he
a
say
white
that
boy.
himself?
Yeah, that's what you
That's
talking
what
about. A white boy.
We're gonna hunt him. Fuck it. So
Listen,
listen,
man, it's Tuesday, March 1st.
man, listen.
You got a Black History
First
Month.
of them,
Tuesday, March 1st, so you got a Black History Month, but we never out of Black History feeling here, because that's what we do. You know what I mean?
It's the first of the month, huh?
That's what we do. So it's Black History Year for us here. That's what we do.
You know that.
Your checks and come on.
Yeah, you know, okay. Maybe you got the star shades on, bro.
Yeah, man. Protect my eyes from the paparazzi.
I can dig it. So listen, man, without further ado, man, this is the Fire Nice Experience, man. We gotta do what we gotta do, bro. So that entails, man, what you got for us today, man?
We got to start.
Oh shit,
We
yeah.
got to start with Fresh because we got Mr. Fresh on fire. Okay.
Well, you know.
Wake them up, Fresh.
What
What the fuck they doing, bro?
Well, you know what, man? As I do, I'm on my breaks at my job. I'm scrolling. And I happen to get to one of my black groups. With the black people with black, blackity black. And there's a picture. There's a picture of LeBron James and his son Bronny James. LeBron James Jr. And it's saying, some quote from LeBron saying, "Oh yeah, man, wherever my son go, that's where I'm going." All right, cool. That sounds about right. If you're fortunate enough to stick around that long, that sounds about right. Where will my son go? For some reason, I happened to see, like I said, I'm in the black group. But I happened to see some people like, "Oh man, why you don't let him earn it? Oh man, he's set for life. Why don't you let him fail on his own?" Skirt, record scratch. Let me stop right there. I was like, excuse me. When the fuck did it become fucked up to help your seeds in any way possible? When the fuck did it become passe to help lay the tracks, grease the tracks for anybody that you love?
Yeah, man.
It's called nepotism.
It's called nepotism.
And
for some reason, I'm looking at, and I'm speaking specifically to my black brothers and sisters, and I'm like, haven't we been down this long, hard fucking road enough? Don't we know what nepotism has done to us? That's one of the biggest reasons why we gotta work 3 times as fucking hard to get where somebody else is at. That's one of the reasons why you might be in a job 7 years and train the very motherfucker who's gonna take your job because, my sister's kid Tommy, he needs a job.
Sorry, kid. My sister needs to know his job.
So what I don't understand is why the hell are us black people against helping out our seeds in any way possible? In any vocation. When the fuck did it become passe that, oh man, we're gonna let him fail? What? Haven't we been down this road before if nobody been in a position to help us? And then we gotta work so fucking hard?
True.
No, when somebody get in position, do all the fuck you can for your people. I can't wait till they hit me with this big motherfucking check. Because I'm like, yo, some motherfuckers that I
We getting that shit out.
it's coming as soon as you need to know it, Jack. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to put all my motherfucking peoples on. I can't wait. Nah, put that motherfucker motherfucking pen down. You can put your key bags down. You don't need that shit, bro. Hey, sis, put the brakes down. You will need that 27-piece yaki. No motherfucking more. I'm putting you on, and all you gotta do is be fly and be lovely and do what the fuck you do.
Shit.
Open that window. Hey, open that window.
Turn that fan on over there. God damn.
Where the extinguisher at?
So it can
In conclusion.
Can we stop acting like it's a badge of honor to do this shit the hard fucking way? Because the hard way is hard because we don't have anybody here to grease the tracks for us. So stop looking at a motherfucker who helping out his family, his loved ones, his immediate circle, his or her immediate circle, like they hurting somebody by putting them on. It's called nepotism, and I'm with it.
That shit fire.
It's my fucking fire, man.
Hey, you.
Hey, give it up for my boy, man.
Hey, you.
Man, I love it.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to Darren, to Ron, Midget. Shout out to Kid Hill. Shout out to Young Brown. Check in. Appreciate y'all. You heard me?
Thank y'all for walking with us, man. Thank y'all for walking with us.
Hey, yo, hold up, I'm sorry. Before we do the ice cold facts, I wanna add on to some fire real quick, man. You know, I'm on fire.
Put the butane on it there.
I want to put a little butane on that, man, because dig it, right? Oh, wow. So y'all fellas, I'm sure heard of the Crown Act.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So the
Speak
Crown
on
Act. The Crown Act is.
Maybe I have.
Let me tell you what it is. The Crown Act is. It's a law, right? That and it's only in some states.
Let's take my hat off for this.
It's a law that they can't discriminate. Corporate, whoever, jobs, whatever, can't discriminate because of your hair. Schools, same thing. Because some schools will make you leave because you got break, all that type of shit. So the Crown Act. Let me get this right. The Crown Act currently right now is in Delaware, California, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Colorado, Washington State, Virginia, Connecticut, and New Mexico. So in those states, jobs, schools cannot discriminate because of your hair. They can't say you can't come to school because of your braids. You can't work here because you got dreads, etc., etc.
You must want me burn this motherfucker down.
That part.
You must want me burn this motherfucker down. Hey, yo!
So listen, hold on. So listen. So, as I just read, there's only a few states who actually have passed this law that you cannot do this.
Lord.
They're tempted to pass this federally, right? So it wouldn't be left up to each state. And as you see, a lot of these states don't give a fuck. So they're attempting to pass it federally. And today, this shit was kicked to the curb. So in every other state I just named, except in every state except the ones I just named, you can still, as of today, not get a job because you got dreads, braids, knotty hair. You can be sent from school because you got braids, dread, whatever the case may be.
I'm not even.
And that shit got me pissed off because I'm like, damn, like it's 2020, 1, 2, what year is it? 2020. It's 2022. Like that, back when we 19
March.
Yeah, it's like March 1st, 2022, and we still at a place where a motherfucker can tell me, yo, listen, you gotta cut that hair, you can't work here.
Wow.
It's bullshit. Wow. And that's what got me on fire today.
Hey, yo, they must want me to bring this motherfucker down here tonight. Because I'm saying tomorrow, I think I might go to motherfucking work just like this, looking for somebody to say some shit like this. What the fuck you know about the Crown Act, cousin?
Add on to that.
Right, add on to that shit.
Just imagine, it's 2022, and it really been coming to light the past couple years. You know what I'm saying? With motherfuckers getting their hair cut. Just imagine all the times motherfuckers got discriminated before the 2020s.
How about that?
Think about the young man. Think about the young man the wrestler.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what what I'm saying. That's when they started coming to light about haircuts and all that and all that. That was 2015, 16.
I think it might have been even more recent than that.
What about 99 and 98 and 97 and 85 and 84?
Motherfuckers was wearing, you know,
They was handling. They was handling you, and you didn't know why.
Yeah.
And they wonder why we started,
Extremely qualified.
and we started from back there. You know what I'm saying? But
Extremely qualified.
Ice Cold Fact got something about that too, man.
Speak on it, bro.
Speak on it. Listen, man.
Let's get it.
Ice Cold Fact of the day, man, is black people are hated all over the world.
Oh, I know where you going.
All over the
Speak
world.
on that shit. I know where you going with.
Not just here in America, as we seen when the corona shit was happening, not just in China, but now in Ukraine. I should have wore my fucking dashiki
Speak
tonight.
on it.
Now in Ukraine.
Speak
Like,
on that shit, bro.
this makes no sense. I'm not even gonna say it don't make no sense. Because people got the way to treat people however they want to treat people. You know what I'm saying? But this is just showing the world, whoever wants to know, whoever wants to look and see, that black people are treated the same everywhere.
Yeah.
America,
Tell
China.
them what you're talking about. Tell them what you're talking about.
As you may, some of you may know, some of you may not. They've been clips on the news. They've been showing clips on the news of it's a war in Ukraine, Russia invaded. So it's a lot of people trying to escape, refugees and all that, catching trains out and all that. So what they're doing in Ukraine is they're stopping all the Africans and black people from getting on the trains leaving the country.
I'm sorry, say that again. Stop your.
They are stopping all the black Africans from getting on the train leaving the country.
Wow. That's wild.
And that's my ice cold fact is black people are hated
This shit has zero to do with us.
all over the world.
This shit has zero to do with black people. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It
It has zero to do with us, but
Put them
in
out there.
retrospect, it has something to do with us. Because it's about survival.
We're going to get into that.
And they're trying to survive. They're trying to survive, and
Y'all
y'all gonna be the casualties for
Y'all-
us surviving.
right.
For us surviving, they gonna take y'all.
You know what it fucked me up? I was sitting in the crib and I was watching the news, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know it was black people in the Ukraine.
Yo, I said,
I said, I didn't even know it was black. Wife said,
I said the
well,
same
they
shit.
Nigerian medical students. I said, damn.
I became
I
engaged.
said, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is
Look, I
said, getting pushed the fuck away.
I'm sorry, what?
That's some shit. I was like, what? I was like, wow. And really, one of the many thoughts I had was, I was like, damn, we are kind of hated all throughout the world.
We're hated everywhere.
That's real shit, bro.
Yo,
Everywhere we're hated.
it's crazy, man. Like, I mean, yeah, they hate us. They love what we create. They love what we're about. They love how we look. They just hate
They
us.
like our swag, bro.
It's just weird, man. They hate everything about us, man. I wish they loved black. Somebody said this very, very, very eloquently. I wish they loved black people as much as they love black culture.
How about that?
Excuse me, but you put it to the choir, dance in the end zone and everything. That black culture is a motherfucker, bro.
Listen, man.
Wow.
That shit hurt, man. That shit hurt when we had that shit.
Yeah, man. I was like, I was like, yo, it was a big dude that I've seen. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But they was shoving the shit out of his ass. Like, I'm like, ain't y'all all refugees at this point? So they was shoving the shit out of his ass. Like, nope, we first, Ukraine. Wow.
And the males ain't even supposed to be legal. The males, the white males that
If you are of adult age,
they not even supposed to be legal. All adult males in Ukraine of Caucasian are not even supposed to be leaving the country. You was called to arms.
They were called to arms.
Facts.
Facts.
This is how you make Molotov cocktails.
That's crazy.
This is how you make Molotov cocktails. You see a motherfucker, this is what you do. This is the cocktail. Can't make this shit up.
But let's move on, man. You
Move
know,
on.
that's just my hard cold fact, man.
And that was
If you are
cold.
watching and looking,
That was too cold.
Pay attention.
pay attention, man. Thank you. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. It's not just in America where they don't fuck with us.
Stay woke, motherfuckers.
So don't think everybody, all of us is going through the same plight. Whether we here in London, England,
Yeah.
China, Ukraine, as you see,
Get me?
we all going through the same plight,
You
man.
got a nerve to be a
No,
doctor.
I'm
They
saying.
need medical students all this shit. I can help. Fuck you, niggas. Fuck you, nigga.
So speaking of Ukraine, yo, it's a war going on, bro.
It's a war going on outside. I'm
Yeah,
not safe
real
from.
war.
Nah, it's a real war, bro.
Are you talking about that? Or
I'm talking about Ukraine and Russia. That's a war, nigga.
war.
That's a what? That's a real war.
Well, Ukraine turned it into a war.
No. Russia came on these niggas' spot and said, yo, we eating here, nigga. And Ukraine was like, nah, the fuck we ain't eating here, nigga. Like, boom, boom.
But
Listen,
I ask you,
Ukraine
I'm
was
gonna
letting these
let you-
niggas down. For
I'm
real.
gonna let you go, but
Go ahead.
Is war defined by just two countries fighting?
Absolutely. War, to me, in my opinion, war is defined by two parties at combat.
Yeah, using
That is war. Using tanks,
military
weaponry,
force. Yeah,
military force.
Yeah.
That is war to me.
So
These niggas is war. There's dead bodies on the streets. You know what I'm talking about?
So listen, I did a little digging, man.
Talk about it, bro.
I did a little fact digging.
okay.
So I know motherfuckers is wondering why. So let's fulfill the why, what, where, when, all that shit. Now, it began in 2014 following the Russian annexation of Crimea from Ukraine. The Russian government feared that Ukraine's membership.
Stop right there. So Ukraine left Russia.
I'm gonna get to that.
Kind of story.
The Russian government feared that Ukraine's membership in the EU and the NATO would complete a western wall of allied countries. Here's the kicker: by restricting Russia's access to the Black Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the Black Sea important? Okay. First, let me tell you about Crimea. Crimea is a peninsula along the northern coast of the Black Sea in Eastern Europe. Black Sea Oil and Gas in Crimea is a subsidiary of Ukraine's state-owned oil company, Naftogaz. Black Sea holds recoverable reserves of 10 billion barrels of crude oil and 2 trillion cubic meters of natural gas.
Oh, we're gonna take your shit.
Yeah.
Now, here's the kicker. Russia is a major exporter of oil. Natural gas is wheat and palladium. Moscow is a major player in nickel, aluminum, and other metals. So, to provide some backstory, the shit always comes down to, hey man, you got some shit over there. You got some shit over there.
Use it right.
You got some shit over there. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, by denying them access to the Black Sea and almost forming that wall with the other countries, Russia said, "Oh, nah, we can't allow that shit. No. Hey, look. Hey, let me holler at you, homie.
You said
It's almost like the same shit that
We did
the Europeans did to the Haitians
We did Afghanistan for the poppy seeds.
hundreds of years ago. It would be a shame if we had to take that over. It would be a shame if we had to take that over.
That's what we call them perkies over here.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm just saying.
Might be.
I'm just saying. It'd be a shame if we had to take that shit.
If it's shame.
What you said?
It'd be a shame if we got to take that shit. that's what the Europeans did to the Haitians, and which back the Haitian government. Not to go off track, but the Haitian government was one of the richest governments out there. Until they said, hey, you pay us to not fucking invade that shit, and we'll be good. Haiti is broke now. To this fucking day, because they paid for protection to not be invaded. So, Russia said, hey, oh, so I see what's going on here. Think y'all slick? Now, I know some people probably thinking, the fuck does that affect us? What that got to do with us? It's oil. You are going to the gas station every fucking day. You're wondering why I'm not paying.
I just left that motherfucker out.
$3.54.
$4.
Well, except $100 million for gas.
Wait, how much?
$100 million for gas.
100.
I'm just fucking tell you why.
That gas station.
Oil. Now this was as of 2 weeks ago, man, and I slacked off on my research.
It's $100 a barrel recently.
Oil was up $10 to $15 a barrel due to the conflict. That's 30 to 50 cents per gallon, which is $3.53 per gallon, up 90 cents from a year ago, and 21 cents up from just January. So when you scroll and you think, oh, that shit don't got nothing to do with me, but you go to the gas station and take you $55 to fill up your Escort.
Wait, Ford Escorts? They still make those?
I don't know, maybe.
You still got
If you got a Ford Escort, chime in, please. Don't chime in. If you got a Ford Escort, don't chime in. I mean, all right. Okay.
For Escorts go hard.
Okay. I mean, Ford Escorts go hard, I guess. I mean,
Lord, nigga, I've been back.
If you got a Ford Escort, check in.
I've been back and forth to North Carolina in a Ford Escort.
Yeah.
Ponzo shit.
Yeah. That was like nice.
Like two-door Escort.
Ponzo go broke, filled up his Escort now.
Shit. Shout out to
Ponzo go broke,
Bro,
filling
listen.
up that Escort down, bro.
I just spent $60 on gas and my shit ain't full.
Lonzo, man.
Just saying. You got a fancy European.
Hey, man.
That's why you're
place to be with him. Check it innocent.
yeah,
But
this shit got
dang.
diesel tank. They got a diesel tank in a sedan.
These
I guess he do got Ford.
They got a diesel tank in a sedan, bro. God damn, bro. Moving on. Major conflict right now. Major conflict over there, man.
It's
Major
going
conflict.
down.
And our people are fucking, like my man said, at the border. Motherfuckers is fleeing to get out that motherfucker. And of course, fleeing.
Like, basically what I was saying was, man, listen, to my people that look like me, man, don't feel no sympathy.
I'm sorry.
For Ukraine? Don't feel nothing for Ukraine?
Nah, don't feel no sympathy. Because they showing you how they treat us. They showing you how they treat us when, man, listen, this is the bad times. Good times, they ain't even looking our way, nigga. Good times, right? Man, you better not walk, man. Now just imagine they having good times over there, how they treating black people.
Sure.
Man, you ain't getting none of this good time.
Right now, Putin is looking real,
Putin,
real small mustache-ish. You know what I mean?
Yo, Putin is rough, man.
Real Führerish.
Hey.
Cool though. Looking real Führerish right now, man. He got a Führer feel to him. I'm just saying.
Shout out Randy.
So,
What's up, Teach?
Teach!
I'm just saying.
Oh, Teach, to all them Congress people, he was alright. He was cool. 4 years ago, he was cool.
They big up and down. Some of the Republican folks is big up and down.
You know who I would be interested to hear from right now?
Trump. Trump, I'm gonna tell you what he said. I was talking to Trump.
Okay. So,
Listen.
He was hollering.
I was just talking to Trump.
Shit.
Right before I pulled up here, I was recording like 15 minutes talking to Trump.
Oh shit.
Before I came in.
Where you at?
That's my people. Listen.
Oh
I
shit.
can't tell you where he at. I can't tell you where he at. Listen, Trump said if I was still in charge,
Yo,
he said, Trump said if I was still in charge, this shit wouldn't be happening because me and Putin had some very good times, man. We had good times.
It's like
That's what he told me. That's what he told me.
Quote unquote.
Ronald Trump told you that?
No, Don. He told me that, bro.
Ronald told him that.
From line flying, bro.
Ronald Trump told him
I ain't
that.
got
Who the fuck's Ronald Trump?
Oh no.
Some nigga, some nigga. He was in the liquor store talking to Ron Trump.
I heard something about what he said to
Nah,
me.
him and Putin was tough.
He said,
It was tough.
He said if I was there, it wouldn't happen, man. Because me and Putin, you know what I'm talking about.
So America.
What happened? He the only president ain't been to war since in the last 40? In the last 30 years? Because he didn't recognize NATO. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck about
So listen, that's what I'm saying. So listen,
Donald Trump, the only president who hasn't been to war in the last 30.
So listen, the U.S.
Why
we have imposed sanctions against Russia,
Why
essentially
is
cutting
that?
off Russia from Western financing. So we have imposed sanctions against Russia, ultimately saying, you can't get no money from us, no nothing. You know what I mean? So, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Now, me myself.
We got nothing to do with that shit. Like, but we do, but we don't. We do, kind of like
That's the funny part about it. That's the funny part about it. Now, I'm not the highfalutin. I'm not privy to being the meetings that people who sell and buy oil and sell and buy palladium and sell and buy nickel and all this kind of shit that make the kind of shit that I like to buy. I'm not privy to those conversations or meetings. So when they make these type of deals over top of our heads, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm cool with my t-shirt coming from China because I'm actually cool with it being $1 and some cent bought in the back. You feel what I'm saying? And when people look at it in those type of terms, they're like, oh man, you beefing about the gas. Do you understand that crude oil is refined? And we have our own refinery in Delaware City. You know what I'm saying? Crude oil is refined, so we do business with these people. Like I said, I'm not in these meetings. We're not in these meetings. Call us up. We can consult. But what I'm saying is that people say, oh man, it don't affect us. It don't mean nothing to us. Hold on, yes it do. Do you like the gas being $3 and just 1 cent? Do you like the t-shirts being $5 in a pack? As opposed to $27 in a motherfucking pack, made in America, made smooth in Ohio. Damn, what? I ain't buying this shit. When did this happen? Check your tax, people. Check your fucking tax. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand, people say, oh man, why we do business with them, fuck on communism. Look, man, I don't make the decisions, but I do like having my prices where they've been at.
I'm sure all y'all like that.
Exactly.
I'm sure nobody likes to pay $3.75 a gallon for gas.
But
you niggas with them Tahoes and y'all like, God damn, my pocket's low. Yeah, right. I mean, and the crazy thing is, not like you want to do shit about it. You gonna buy gas because you gotta do shit. There's nothing you can do about it.
You got to motivate.
yeah, stop belly aching about that shit. If you're fortunate enough to have a vehicle, put gas in the motherfucker. I'm not taking no fucking bus, riding a motherfucking moped or bringing out the old shit.
Niggas
I'm
with
not
motorcycles
doing
riding on
fuck
the
that.
level.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing any of that shit. Yo, I got a fucking Tahoe. Fucking just gonna cost me $150 to fill this motherfucker up as opposed to $100. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got something in their cup, man.
it. Yeah.
Shout out to the Fire Nice Experience, man. Real shit.
What?
Shout out to the Fire Nice Experience.
Thanks for walking with us.
Back to your regular scheduled program.
Yo, check this out. Check this out, though. I have a question for y'all.
Yo.
Word.
Nah, you fucking with your car, bro.
Yo.
God damn, not only is your shit diesel, this shit is trash, bro.
You ever had hemorrhoids, bro?
No.
You know what?
Oh, man, that's a left turn if you ever heard one.
Have you ever had hemorrhoids, bro?
Um,
It was yes or no. Man. Ain't no
yes.
I think I have had it.
If you're not sure, you didn't.
Okay, maybe I didn't have it. Maybe because, hold on, maybe because I'm shitting regularly.
Okay.
Maybe because I'm shitting regularly. Mr. Shit once every 2 or 3
well,
days.
they may not always come from shitting, right? You know, from
That was
my personal. Hold on, that was my personal joke to this nigga from. It was a bridge. If you watch it, you know.
Well, I don't necessarily know how you get hemorrhoids. I just know I had them motherfuckers, yo.
So let me find out. What's the biggest cause of hemorrhoids?
Hemorrhoids are like,
You gotta tell it stress.
is it stress?
Well,
I got you.
force.
Oh shit.
I got you. Hold on.
Give us Google's.
Let us know, Coach.
I got you because we were all about information.
Relax while you shit, dude. You stressing while you shit. Dang.
Now,
You'd be surprised.
okay, so
You'd be
Check
surprised.
him out. Fuck. Talk that shit, bro.
hemorrhoids referred to.
Hey yo, hold up. Hey yo.
This is not
My bad.
Go through my grade
My
school.
bad.
No, I didn't do my grade school shit when I'm reading. Yo, relax,
My
bro.
bad.
That nigga sound like the kid version.
Dig it, man.
Chill.
Silent tracks.
Sound effects.
Oh shit.
These signs, man. This is ridiculous, man. Y'all gonna respect my craft.
Man, if you don't read the hemorrhoids,
You right, man. You right. Hemorrhoids refer to a condition where the veins in the lower rectum and around the anus are swollen, dilated, and inflamed, similar to varicose veins in legs. This can result in pain, itching, irritation, burning, and sometimes bleeding. These symptoms indicate a flare-up. About 75% of all Americans will have hemorrhoids at some point in their lives. There are 2 types of hemorrhoids, internal and external. Internal hemorrhoids occur in the lower rectum, and external hemorrhoids develop under the skin around the anus.
What causes them?
Internal hemorrhoids are typically painless, even when they produce bleeding. Internal hemorrhoids can become painful when straining pushes them out through the anus, also called the prolapsed hemorrhoid. When this happens, it may cause irritation and itching. External hemorrhoids can lead to discomfort and itching.
Pause!
This nigga took a boat. Stick their holes in everything. Man, yo, man.
we all got an asshole, bro.
External hemorrhoids can lead to discomfort and itching.
You gotta talk about her asshole.
If a blood clot forms inside, an external hemorrhoid,
Here, nigga.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Hold.
What can you do?
bro, listen, let me do my
Oh,
one, two,
man. Pause.
Yeah, let me pause.
Hey, yeah.
Pause. Shout out to my baby Lucy Poppington.
Oh shit.
Baby Lucy Poppington, man. Pause, man.
Oh shit.
How do you get hemorrhoids?
Good question.
That's all we need to know, man. We
We know all that. We need
Come on, man. We all informative. We had to do all that. With this
Nah, man, he shut off his motherfucking reading skills.
Oh
He
man.
showed his reading skills.
Hemorrhoids.
All the way
Yo,
down.
So much.
hemorrhoids painful as shit.
Dog, yeah.
How do you get them?
I don't know. I know I have.
Girl, you tell us.
I-
Now you're gonna be quiet.
Oh, go ahead, though. You gonna tell us how you
Shut up.
Tell us how you get them. Tell us how you get
I'm
them.
gonna be on the lookout. I gotta know the symptoms. Fuck.
Nah, it's something.
Yo, man, I need, yo,
Hemorrhoids, yeah.
I can't hear you.
the number one cause of hemorrhoids is constipation. Constipation is one irritating health problem that's currently more prevalent within hemorrhoids, which affect the majority of American adults on a regular
You
basis.
shouldn't know.
That said, constipation can lead directly to problems with hemorrhoids.
You should.
God damn it, I told that man. That nigga don't shit enough, bro.
So what's interesting is he had them too.
Bro.
You shouldn't have needed
You
it.
should have lied.
I should have lied. But like I said, there are a couple ways to get motherfucking hemorrhoids. You know what I'm saying? I've had the internal hemorrhoid.
Oh, no.
Proceed.
In other words, while you're constantly dealing with constipation and often find yourself trying to force a bowel movement, there's a good chance you will develop hemorrhoids.
Interesting. There it is.
Interesting.
There it is.
Hemorrhoids are also stress related.
There
They're
it
also
is.
a product
Oh, shit. TB.
force.
Shout out to Coach Cat. No, there it is. So there goes your hemorrhoid education.
Hey, yo.
There goes your hemorrhoid education.
Nah, listen, yo.
Yeah, hemorrhoid moment.
Hemorrhoids some bullshit.
You're sick.
Nah,
You
listen.
had all that.
I'm all fucking ass was itching. I'm like, yo, why the fuck is that? Like, yo, what the fuck is going on, yo? I Googled that shit. I'm like,
They
oh,
did something to you,
oh,
bro.
you did it?
Yeah, they did something to you, bro.
I'm like, oh shit, hemorrhoids, yo.
Man, you had your toes all.
Yo, what the fuck? Why you going to the streets, yo? Yo, what's up with you?
Yo, this shit was angry. That man thought getting butt naked was the answer.
I hate little brothers, yo. I always put my head in the streets some bullshit.
Yo,
This is bull.
They not cool.
Yo,
you got
man.
this man Oregon fucked up, dog.
I got wait,
Low fiber diet.
I got hemorrhoids in the heart.
Low fiber diet. Go
Listen,
gluten
yo.
free.
Listen, he got back on the organ fucked up, man.
Everything start going haywire.
Yeah, he started losing limbs.
That nigga had
Oh,
PTSD. That nigga had PTSD.
Yo.
Limbs and shit.
I lost a limb.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean,
You
saying.
Wait,
No,
I
I watched
It's
the
an
first
organ.
I read the first one. I got my liver. Let's just go there because you only got one of them.
Shout out to JT, man. Thank you for getting. Thank you for getting. Shout out to JT, man. Thank you for getting my bro. Kidney.
Kidneys are
Thank
low.
you for getting my bro Kidney. He wouldn't be here right now. Shout out to JT, man. You thank you, man. I appreciate you giving that man.
oh, time out.
Wait.
Time out. Nah,
Kidneys are low.
I ain't gonna say that.
I
It's a
hope.
body. It's a limb.
So,
Fuck that, man. Fuck.
Hey, yo.
hey, yo, what the
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
He just said that.
Sorry, Barney. I love my motherfucker, brother.
He
I
just
say
said
that. No,
That nigga said it's a
lie.
limb, but on the inside.
How you argue with that?
I
How you
mean,
argue with that? They usually call them organs.
I mean,
That makes good sense. How you argue with that, bro? You argue with that?
I'm not,
The logic is solid to argue with
I'm
that.
not gonna argue with that.
But they usually call them from inside organs.
Yeah, usually, but I mean,
Usually.
I mean,
Usually.
I think that
But
right.
I can, but from now on, in my lesson time, I can see, you know what? Nah, that ain't just
So,
an
bro,
organ.
so here's what I'm gonna do.
I gave you some organ. I see them on the inside.
Y'all niggas actually want to lose limbs and shit.
Hold on. So listen, of course, so the natural guy, so we wanted to know what hemorrhoids was. We've got to figure out the fastest cure for hemorrhoids, right?
Preparation
So it's a
change.
nigga
immigration niggas, nigga. I can tell you that.
Tongues.
Tongues?
It's something. It's called something. I seen this a
That
little
nigga said
pad.
tongues,
It's a
man.
little pad you put in your butt.
No, it's multiple. It's multiple.
Wait, you put pads in your butt?
Yeah.
You sure that's suppository?
They little pads.
But look at you some other shit. Yeah.
You put it in your butt.
Now you.
No, I know what you said. I know what you said.
Okay,
You
so hold on.
You put them with it. That long stick. Oh, you don't play with it. You all that.
Alright, I'm at the diet can be along with stool softeners. In some cases, a medical procedure to remove the hemorrhoid may be needed to provide self-care.
I know somebody would have
Self-care.
that shit, dog.
High fiber diet, ice
No,
packs,
somebody what he said. They
High
had
fiber
surgery.
diet, ice
Surgery.
packs, cold,
Dang.
cold compress, witch hazel extract, and zinc oxide.
That good old witch hazel.
Medication.
What the fuck is that?
Steroid,
It's
local
stringy.
anesthetic and dietary supplement, also medical procedure, cauterization, rubber band litigation, freezing. Damn, even in my extreme vocabulary, I can't pronounce this word.
Shout out Jazz Pen.
Sclerotherapy and stapled hemorrhoid epoxy.
Wow. Oh, wow. That was, man, that was high for, that was a silver
Thank you.
tongue highfalutin staples. That was staples anywhere around your
Individual
butt.
with advanced
Hemorrhoid
issues.
Sphincter.
He bought your boy. You don't want to talk about the sphincter no more. The sphincter
Your
issue.
ass just looked like a mushroom.
Nah, nigga can't sit down and shit. Yeah, I need a pillow. I need a pillow.
You need the ring.
You need a ring. Oh, there is a ring. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The ring. You need the ring.
Wait a minute.
That's what you had?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
What the fuck is the ring?
And the ring pillow, no, the ring pillow, John. Cause I had the inside Jones. But the procedure.
Real shit though. Real
He had to
shit.
sit on the pillow? Agree.
We're gonna end it off with
It
this.
helps. It helps, man.
No, don't take it serious, man. Take it serious. But you go get some knowledge here, man, because those external hemorrhoids can be treated with home treatments such as that fiber tea diet, including fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, drinking more water. Boom. That's the key. So,
moving on.
you want to talk about your hand? You want to talk about your hemorrhoids no more, bro?
I ain't got one, boy. I had
All time.
We out.
Asia Maynard.
Stupid. Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I remain
Asia Maynard.
situation. Fill me in. Stupid. Fill me in.
So Asia Maynard. You want to speak on it first?
I'm not.
Fill me in. I remain.
So,
Asia Maynard.
You cannot.
Go ahead.
Go. Yeah, tell us about it. Tell me about it.
Anyway, talk about Asia Maynard.
No. Asia Maynard.
Okay. Nah, I ain't gonna say.
Oh man, somebody tell me about Asia Maynard.
So Asia
Man, Asia Maynard is another dumb young black chick who met a white dude online and ended up dead, man. Y'all keep fucking with them Caucasian dudes, man. Online, man. So it's like who? Yeah, keep fucking with them white boys online, man.
A couple weeks ago.
That's okay.
Same thing happened 2 weeks later.
You know what? I was familiar with the situation. I didn't know that was her name.
She woke up
Asia
dead,
Maynard.
bro.
Yeah, I was familiar. I was like, another one?
She
I
fucking
thought
with
she had a heart attack.
She woke up dead. The white people called the cops. They said, "Are you good?" But I seen the interview with her family. Well, first of all, the cop said she died of natural cause. She was 29 years old. They
Word.
said she died of natural cause.
Word.
Her family said she had blood coming out of her ears and out of her nose, and her shirt was blood soaked. That's natural causes?
It's a lot of blood.
That's natural causes?
No, that's.
The
I don't even know if none of them all.
That is not natural causes. You know, people don't naturally die that way. You said blood spewing, foam from the mouth. People
That's some
don't
movie
nat-
shit.
That's not natural.
That's some movie shit.
You don't die naturally at 29.
Pussy.
That's just weird too.
People just.
Man,
I mean,
If you're gonna die natural, it's over.
that's natural.
You know, like
But
that's some
I'm
movie
with
shit.
bro. Like, y'all keep going online fucking with these white boys because y'all tired of, you know, one or two Jeromes, Tyrones.
Yo,
Nazi.
But y'all fucking with these.
Connors and Taylors.
With all due respect,
Davies.
with all due respect, it's
Yeah,
hard for me to feel.
Taylor might kill you.
It's hard for me to feel sorry for some people. Yeah.
Taylor might kill you.
It's hard for me to feel
No,
sorry
man.
for you.
Mitchell might kill you.
First of all, you stepped out the race
Mitchell might kill
to
you.
find love. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You black.
Sebastian might kill your ass.
You got a black mom and dad, man.
Hard for
You
me to feel
can't.
sorry, man.
Like, come on, man. You can't find nobody. Ain't no good male role model in your family that you can find a mate after. Like, yo, he remind me of my uncle. You know what I'm saying? He remind me of my cousin or something that I could date. Like, it ain't no black male role model in your family that you would be like, yo, I want to date a nigga like him.
You know what was crazy I saw?
Ain't right, yo.
You know what was crazy that I saw? I said, damn, this is crazy. He said, why are all the black motherfucking leaders and powerful voices people look up to? They all got white motherfucking
Yeah,
spouses.
they got baby shit bags. They all got baby shit bags, man. They all got baby shit bags.
I ain't mad. Love who you love.
And all the women
Love
got,
who you love.
they got body
wow, I never even saw that like that, man.
you know what I mean? I'm telling you.
Why?
Listen.
This shit bad as a
And
bomb.
not to be off, just to go to the point, look at the person Joe Biden nominated for Supreme Court. Look at her husband. But she pro-black. She's pro-black.
I ain't heard from her like
Pro-black. Nah,
I'll say this.
I ain't talking about
say this.
I'm talking about
He just nominated for
But
the.
she got Bobby X too.
Yeah, she got a Bobby X too.
I
That's
will
what I'm
say this.
saying.
I will say this. When it comes to who you love, I've loosened my stance. People love who they love. I'm like, as long as your ideas align, we can be okay. You know what I'm saying? You
Can
love who you love.
Can we?
Nah, but the crazy thing about it seemed like in all those relationships, the person of the opposite sex be more pro-black than you.
I was going to say this.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me play devil's advocate and turn my cap around.
Colin Kaepernick. They say that's his girlfriend is the one that's, you know what I'm saying?
Let me
Really
ask
fighting
you
for the
this.
cause.
Let
He
me
just ride along.
ask you this, good
He
brother.
sacrificed a lot though.
That's what I'm saying. She the one, you know what I mean?
Who would you rather be? Rachel Dolezal?
Who?
Rachel Doze?
Those
Yeah, Doze.
She acted like she
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Candace Owens?
I'd rather
Is there any other options?
I more
I'd
appreciate
rather
the broad
be
that's
those
trying to be
that's fighting for the cause.
that's doing everything she can to be identified as.
So that's what I'm saying. Love who you love. Long as our ideas match up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, you fighting for the cause, you know? Because like you said, there are people, let's not get it fucked up. There wasn't just dudes at the front of.
Nah, but what I'm
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Now I'm just giving you the honest opinion. This is my honest opinion.
I'm listening.
Brian Flores, which is going to be one of the topics in that. Brian Flores, do you think his wife, when he got home, his white wife, didn't say, oh no, they keep treating you bad. You can't. No.
That
And
one,
then he said, oh no, nah.
that one, that's 50-50 because I think he may be one of the ones who like, nah, I
Man,
got
you
this
took
one.
assistant coach job. I would go on that.
But what I'm saying
You
is,
wouldn't have took no job. You wouldn't have took no job.
well, that part I can't speak to. That's the part I can't speak to.
Your fucking season.
Well, I said you gonna get on that. Shout out to my time.
No,
Shout out to my time.
Whoa.
I'm listening.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Tomlin.
In NFL history.
I refuse to think that there is ever a coach
Better than Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has never missed the playoffs. Mike Tomlin hired Brian Flores in the midst of a whirlwind. In other words, Brian Flores was never going to be hired in the NFL again. But what did we do? Let's fucking go, Mike Tomlin.
And I want to say, shout out to the Roonies. People keep forgetting it's the Rooney Rule. They be like, you know what? This is some bullshit. It's not called the Rooney Rule because of whatever. The Rooney's just like, we need to push for more diversity around this motherfucker. It's called, that, and they just started calling it the Rooney Rule. It's called, it has a name. They're like, nah, it's the Rooney Rule. Sponsored by the Prince Pop Society.
We're gonna get back to that.
Mike Tomlin.
We was talking about the
Shout out
young
to
lady.
fucking Mike Tomlin.
We was talking about the young lady. Anybody else? I gave
Shout out to
my
Mike Tomlin.
opinion. Anybody else got anything to say about
Yo,
it?
Mike Tomlin's
I'm
underrated. Fuck that.
We won't get to that, bro.
I kinda wanna-
we just, you know what I mean?
I kind of want to piggyback on
Iceman's
Iceman's
again.
on Iceman's point of
And I hate Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is the greatest.
you gotta watch out who the fuck you keep associating yourself with. Now, it's a funny thing, but it's a real thing. I can't remember what comedian it was, but they was like, yo, you just know some shit ain't some black people shit. Like, yo, I'm not trying to fool you on Tinder to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I might try to trick your panties off some shit like that. I'm not trying to fool. I'm not, and I don't.
the Tinder swindler.
And I don't know, and I don't personally know a motherfucker who is trying to do that kind of thing. That ain't what we trying to do. Like killing you, like what? Worst of all, I'm trying to swindle you out of your pants. Now, that thing is usually associated with a certain race, a certain motherfucking people. Like, yo, why? I'm not. You can't keep thinking you safe going off with certain people in any age. This is 2022. They was doing this in the 40s, doing this in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Sisters, if you might feel how you want to feel about black people, but if you want to date somebody and stay alive, your chances and your odds may be better. You stay home. Now I'm like, you love who you love, because I brought up, you ain't dating Candace Owens over Rachel Doziak. You're not doing that. I'm saying if our ideals line up and our hearts line up, we can rock out. But it's gonna have to be strong. I mean strong.
Man, listen.
And I mean strong.
Man, I feel you, but listen, it's gonna roll up with that. Like, we really don't know what type of girl she was.
Well, let me interject some of this.
She was willing to
Go to a nigga house and
I know Rachel Doziak
on the first night.
Oh shit.
I know Rachel Doziak.
sure what happened to.
She did more for black people than Candace Owens
I
did.
don't know about the home girl.
I do know that for a fact. Because she actually made it to the top. She made it to be the top position in the NAACP.
About that bitch.
Oh, I'm just right. Fuck her. Fuck her. You fuck right, man.
We talking about Rachel. We talking about the bitch in your man.
You right? How we get there again?
Hey yo!
How we get there?
I don't know. How did we get past those?
How we get there?
Lady yet?
What? Hey man.
I don't know. nothing like that.
It don't even matter.
It's black, bro.
Fuck that Lord.
I just say I date her over Katie songs. Like,
True.
you know,
Right.
I can't just date just any black people.
They Rachel. I don't know.
I can't just date you because you black. We gotta be on the
Bastard.
level. We gotta be on the level. Now we gotta be on the level, man. Whoever I date, period. It don't matter what race you are or whatever. You gotta be on the fucking level.
Alright, so fuck that. Hold on. So would you marry a white woman? I mean, you're okay. Let's say you just start fresh, old, fresh, single, 30, whatever the fuck. Okay. Would you ever marry a white woman?
Man,
Could you see yourself?
think it's here. I am of the ilk that if you want to keep things how you keep them, you stay with your people. But as I learned,
You
listen,
gotta know, bro.
I said,
I'm gonna give you a famous quote.
nah. Hear me out.
He was there.
Hear
He
me
was
out.
there. A famous quote.
Hear me
nigga.
out. Hear me out.
Okay,
Hear me out.
hold on.
Hear me out. When it comes to matters of the heart, these days, I'm like, look, this here. If that person aligns with you mentally,
We talking about you.
me, yeah, like if there's a person who aligns with me mentally and the things that I'm into and the thing that they're, you know what I'm saying, certain things are deal breakers and those type of things. If we align hearts and minds, I can see me today marrying someone outside of my race. Yes, I can see that. I can see that.
No.
Hold on. I just want to make it appropriate.
Now, let me ask you this though.
You already answered, bro.
I already answered, but I'm not
I'm trying to hate this back.
No, I'm not trying to hate
Hey,
anybody.
listen.
White.
We not say anyone out your race. You ain't gonna bury them badass journey.
Don't get does that include black? You heard what I said.
clear to you.
It includes a whole lot.
I'm making it clear to you. Yeah. Make it clear to you. It ain't even.
I ain't sure what's going on.
Okay.
The opinions expressed on the Fire Nights podcast.
Now I want this to play all the way
I agree with you. I don't want to hear that shit do though. But I agree with you. No
Nah.
chance. I know.
It gets better.
Never. I will never, ever marry a white woman.
Bro.
Ever.
If I can recall.
Hold on, bro.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, that's
So you saying you could have been Rachel Doziak is married. You couldn't have been that dude that
No.
married her?
No.
If I knew she was white,
No.
You didn't know she was white.
if
I did not know. There's no way you could know shit.
Public didn't know she was
Public
white, but
Like, if I see her naked and I'm around her with the door talk, I know that this white. I'm just saying.
listen,
There were many people who didn't know she was white.
I think you was there when the motherfucker said this to us. I don't know. I think you was there. I don't know.
I could have been. I've been.
And this is my end. This is let you know. Man, you better not bring a white girl in this house ever again.
I got my own house.
Nah.
Nah, speak on that. I got my own house. Bring you wherever. Bring whoever wherever. 2022.
Alright, Pastor. You didn't want to even pay attention to what I said.
Nah, he lost on that.
I'm listening.
Moving on.
He totally missed that.
It's 9:03. Moving on.
He totally missed that, I think.
We'll revisit it. We'll double back.
Hey, yo.
We'll double back on
What I miss?
Nothing, don't worry about it. So Fox, check this out, bro.
What I miss?
Fox, check this out, homie. So,
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the carburetor. I want to put the carburetor.
yo, chill. This is my good, bro.
Yeah, ain't disrespectful.
So, yo, you ever So,
Burn rubber.
you heard of a guy named Vincent Simmons, bro? Tell the people what you know about Vincent Simmons, bro. Speak on that shit real quick.
Sheesh.
Work it fast in a hurry. Don't worry. What his name was.
Well, Vincent Simmons was the man that was convicted of kidnapping and rape of 2 Caucasian females.
Twin sisters.
Twin sisters.
They were 14 years old at the time.
14 at the time. And this man was convicted of kidnapping and raping them. Sore spot for me. Kidnapping and raping them. Yep. Yeah. Kidnapping and raping.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yo.
Yeah. I'm just looking over my
Okay,
notes and
sure.
shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
do you think?
Now I mean, yeah.
Derek.
So go ahead, bro.
Wait, I thought you was.
Oh shit. I thought I was. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Off the cuff. These clearly racist white twins say, and I quote, when it came to the point of identifying this black man, all niggers look alike.
With the R.
With the hard R.
Can you tell me it look like all niggas look like R?
The hard R. Now, there is some fuckery involved here with was it an uncle or a cousin? There is some fuckery involved with a cousin that very well may have perpetuated the sexual abuse between
You perpetuate that shit, huh?
one of the twins. Now, I know you're wondering, Phil, where the fuck are you going? What are you talking about? You talking about cousins? You talking about black men going to jail, accosting and raping twins? Now,
No.
these 2 nasty ass motherfucking 14-year-olds say, okay, we were taken by a black man. All niggers look alike. We were thrown in a we were thrown in a trunk, taken. We were sexually abused by a black man.
That man did a whole bunch of time in jail. And he been in this happened in 1974.
Imagine 1974.
He's been in jail since 1974. And now they're pushing for him to get a new trial. Because a lot of evidence come out, and first of all, they had no physical evidence, they had no DNA. It turned out that one of the twins was a virgin when doctors checked. Even after she allegedly was raped, she was a virgin. But the prosecution didn't share the evidence with the defense.
These 2 motherfuckers are on camera arguing about the events of the fucking kidnapping and rape. They're on camera arguing about the events. They themselves can't even get their story straight. They themselves can't get the story straight. This man was not placed at the scene of the crime. There is no physical evidence absent of, excuse the way I say this, it was that nigga right there.
I think, because they all look alike. So I think
Details. In the lineup, homie was brought out in cuffs along with the other quote-unquote suspects. He was brought out in cuffs, which was a... I ain't trying to tell you who it was, but...
It's still on business.
No doubt.
I ain't trying to tell you who it was, but you read between the lines.
Right.
This is a lineup now. All the other suspects were hands-free except for this one guy in cuffs. You tell me. I'm just saying, you tell me. Proceed.
So this man went to jail for 18 years with some shit he didn't do. And what the evidence is pointing towards that the cousin, who they claim was locked in the trunk, it's looking like he's the one.
Locked in the trunk. What I miss? What I miss? I missed something.
Not really.
The cousin got locked in the trunk.
That was part of
Let me
that
recap.
story. But that ain't, it ain't go down like that.
Two twin white women,
It was those
14. But they were little girls who specifically said, all niggers look alike. With the
That's how they
hard
talking
R.
in 77.
4. Now,
74? I thought it was in 77.
time out. Hold on. Now, these were two twin white women who were claiming that they were thrown in a trunk, accosted, raped by some guy. Well, specifically a black guy. Now, there is no physical evidence. There is no DNA evidence. Simply just a testimony of two twin white women that said it was that nigga right there.
Fuckery. Fuckery.
Once again, two twin 14-year-olds. It was that
cousin in the trunk.
Let's get to that. Oh, this is glorious. Let's get to that. It's glorious. Update. Now, for all y'all who are wondering, my man has been recently set free. Okay. Now, here's the kicker. Now,
44 years.
here's the kicker, and the reason that the local police chief or the judge, I think it was he said that, and I quote, he's done enough time. We felt leniency was appropriate here. Now, with that being, keep that in your mind, and we will go back to now a lot of the facts about the situation. It turns out that the cousin and a medical examiner indicated that one of the twins was still a virgin.
But allegedly they had been raped.
But allegedly they had been raped.
Turns out that one of them, the one that wasn't a virgin, had sex with the cousin. Right?
So what the fuck is the cousin in the trunk?
That was bullshit. That was some shit they made up to say that we were out with the cousin, hanging out, chilling. He got locked in the trunk. We got raped. I don't know why they threw him in there. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. How that story
That's
happened.
what they were saying.
How it was.
So-
how the fuck they said he was in the trunk?
The judge, but check this out. The judge said to the board, Mr. Simmons, you've done enough time. We're gonna let you out, but you have to register as a sex offender. He said, no, I don't want to get out.
No, sir.
I register as a sex offender. Keep me in this motherfucker. I didn't fucking do it. I'm not gonna register as a sex offender. So they kept him in, and now he got lawyers working on everything, and they trying to get a new trial and blah blah blah. But I think the point is, even nowadays, we still got these little white women talking about they did this, they did that, and it's that fucking easy because they had no proof, they had no evidence, they had no DNA, they had no nothing except these chicks saying, "Look, I don't know all them niggers look alike.
Now,
They bring boy out, line up, he in handcuffs. Obviously, it was him with the handcuffs. It's a whole bunch of fuckery going on, man. And this shit's still happening in 2022. It's the bullshit.
Now, if you don't know, all you need to do is look at their interview. All you need to do is look at their interview. They are all over the fucking place. They might as well both be dripped in Confederate flags with swastikas fucking tattooed on their foreheads.
Country ass.
The one sister is literally arguing with the other one about what the story is. They're on camera like this.
The nigga interviewing said, so it appears that y'all said, I don't know, all niggers look alike. Yeah, we said that shit. They was like, 14? Yeah. Nigga, what the fuck?
Think about how deeply rooted that your racism got to be for you to fucking be like, at 14, to just be like, yeah, I got raped by my cousin.
That's what they was taught.
I got raped by my cousin, but what we gonna do is
in the 70s.
And the cousin was a little older, so I think he polyed that shit. So he wouldn't get it.
Louisiana.
You know what I'm saying?
In the 70s. That's what we was called. We wasn't black people yet.
Mm-hmm.
color.
No, we was
People
colored
are
nigger. We was colored nigger.
That shit wild.
Or boy.
Boy. That was their go-to right there.
Only the colored folk, they only call colored folks if you had a job with them. I work with the colored guy. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you know the color.
They only one of y'all.
Yeah, the colored girl ain't.
Color girl ain't it?
Yeah,
No shit.
you know what I mean? But other than that, you boy or nigger. That's down the south. That's the south.
Hard.
That's the south.
And so UF.
That's the south.
And so
nigga.
UF.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
the
check
other
this out.
shit take the south. That's the south. Yeah.
Put me in the wheel. Put my fucked up ass phone.
Louisiana.
Oh, bro, you ain't gonna disrespect the whip, man.
Carburetor busted. Somebody stole that motherfucker. Got about 400 for that joint.
We out though. That motherfucker still work.
Hey, Fresh.
Yes, so.
I want to talk about. I want to bring up a subject that I think you might want to touch on.
I'm listening.
I'm assuming here. I'm just guessing.
I'm listening.
So, as you know, anyone who follows sports, Olympics, etc., probably knows. You know, there are certain situations where you got trans athletes competing in the Olympics. So you might got a man or a woman that's transitioned into a man who's competing in men athletes, or a man transitioned to a woman who's competing in women athletes, but they're actually, their body makeup is a man's body makeup. What you think about that, bro?
Well, truth be told, I'm for all transgender equality. I feel like you need equality, dignity, and to be safe in your life, but there is one instance that I take very, very big umbrage with when it comes to the transgender community. When it comes to, I want to say, a male who is transitioning to a female, I'll call you her and all of that. But I swear, you should not be showing up to none of these track meets, none of these MMA fights, none of this shit as a female. I really think that you should only compete against other men that have transitioned to women. Let me pause you right there. I'm throwing a tidbit at you. Man.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. Stir the pot.
You got to.
We stir the pot because I'm gonna hit you with, an article backed by the ACLU in reference to myths about trans athletes. Okay. Now, so a couple of things that they want to debunk. Myth. Now, first, I think we need to debunk. First, we need to define the classifications that they say. There's 7 classifications of, You got male, female, you got cisgender, you got transgender.
Whoa. Nah, we not gonna go through all that.
You're not going to do all that? I think it's important.
Nah, because only the male transition to female are the ones that's talked about. They're the only ones that's the women transition. Men ain't dominating in sports. That's the men going to women. That's the men going to women that's dominating in sports.
That's what I'm. That's
specifically.
That's specifically
what I'm talking about. The women transition to men. They not dominating nothing. You ain't lifting more weights than no nigga. You ain't out running no nigga. You ain't out shooting basketball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yo,
you not.
But I take.
You ain't doing shit.
Give us the stats, please.
Here's
Here's the thing. The ACLU is backing the organization that would like to debunk the theory that trans athletes' physiological characteristics provide an unfair advantage over natural athletes. What they would say is trans athletes do not have an unfair advantage in sports. And they say women and girls who are trans face discrimination and violence that make it difficult to even stay in schools. Okay? Trans athletes vary in athletic ability just like cisgender athletes. Now, to provide some definition and context to cisgender is strictly relating to gender, not sexuality, just gender. Just gender. So, you could be born a man, has nothing to do with your sexuality. If you're born a man and you identify as a man, then that's where they feel as though you should compete, regardless of your sexual orientation. So, one high jumper could be taller and have longer legs than another, but the other could be perfect form and do better. One sprinter could have parents who spend so much money on personal training for their child.
Dude, where we going, bro?
Push in turn.
Hey.
Easy.
What?
He said, let's go back. What did you say, Fresh? You said
I said
physical adaptation, right?
Right, because the men are competing as women.
yeah, and I'm like,
their argument is that trans athletes do not have an unfair advantage in sports.
That's stupid. Why we quoting them assholes?
But we gotta provide context. But we can't. I mean, I just want to be. But we gotta provide the opposite argument to say how we feel.
you said a word in there, and I'm like, ooh, that's an SAT word. Physiologically. That's somewhere
They do not believe that there is a physiological, biological advantage.
And I will beg to spit in these scholars' faces that said there's not a physical advantage to being born genetically a male and then transitioning to a woman after being born a woman. They have two advantages.
And I quote, a person's genetic makeup and internal
Don't
external
nobody, I don't know, but don't nobody even talk about the second advantage they got.
a person's genetic makeup and internal and external
The drugs that they have to
anatomy.
take the transition are illegal to any other athlete. Every drug they have to take the transition is illegal to every other athlete. You have two advantages. You're already a man trying to be a woman, and now you're taking hormones and steroids.
Oh shit. You just went.
You have two.
You just went from Kim Kardashian to Barry Bonds.
Oh shit.
You have two. You have two advantages over us. We can't take none of the drugs you taking. You're taking hormones and steroids. You're taking You're taking HGH. You're taking the cream. You're taking the cream. We can't take the cream.
Now Iceman on or something.
We can't take none of those drugs. You're taking steroids so you can transition.
And think about it like this. If you was a male Barry Bonds already, I don't feel like a male.
But guess what, though? Check this out. Here's an extra piece to that. Women born as women, competing against women, who are competing against these men that transition to women. These regular women, they get tested because women have estrogen as well as hormones, right? So women get tested, right? And if their hormones are above a certain level, they have to take something to dial their hormones down.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're competing against men
who have to take those hormones.
Or taking estrogen.
Come on.
I'm just reminding the alternative.
That's why I said I don't know if they even mentioned
These
talking
laws
about
are
this
backed
shit.
in multiple states by the ACLU who are supporting them competing against who they identify with.
I want y'all to put this. I want everybody out there listening and watching this.
That's
What
not
you
true,
think
though.
about the world? To close
That's
your
not
eyes
true,
and
though.
picture this. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of gay athletes that they're not letting run against women. Dig this here, man.
Gay is not
Dig
even an
this
issue.
here.
It's gender identification.
That's why, but some of them, I'm a female. But it's considered gay because I'm a male. I'm not
Listen, you
transitioning.
talking about sexual orientation. Their argument is that it has nothing to do with sexual orientation. It has everything to do with gender identification.
No, it's some males
I'm
out here.
not- no,
that
you saying no, but
they
this-
wanna be
This is
women
what
that don't
their
wanna transition.
argument is.
I want to be a woman, but I don't want to transition.
Is what their argument is. You can't make me transition. This is what I identify at. Regardless of what I was at birth, that's why I was saying I was going to
Right, that's what I'm
identify
saying.
the different types because
But
it's relevant.
The
It has
person,
context.
but that's what I was saying. That I was elaborating on that. The person who chooses not to transition, who wants to say that I'm a girl, they would consider him gay.
But that's
It don't have nothing to do with sexual
their
preference.
argument is that that's not an actual or an accurate depiction of who they are. I'm not gay. They may say I'm not gay.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, I'm a woman. But if I'm not transitioning, but what I'm saying is, no, I'm not.
Before you transition,
But if I don't transition,
transition,
if I transition, I can run with the girls. If I don't transition, but I still identify
And that's what I'm
as a
saying.
woman.
This is what I'm saying. They're saying that whether I'm born male or female, whatever I identify with, whether I transition, I don't have to transition.
okay,
I'm cisgender.
yeah,
If I come out with male organs, doctor says I'm a male. Later in life, I say no, I'm a female. I don't have to transition. I'm a female.
I understand that.
But you
I
got,
should be able to.
okay, so you got male organs, and you saying I'm a female.
Yeah.
Are they gonna let you run with the females if you don't transition?
Their argument.
No.
Their argument is that yes, I should be, and it is back.
Okay, that's
By
what
the
the
ACLU. That's what I'm saying. They're
Okay,
states right now.
Okay, I get it.
That are saying
I get
yes,
it.
we support their
I
argument.
get it now. I get
Yes.
it now. I get it now.
Wow.
I get it now.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
get it now.
whoa,
I get it now. I get it
Now,
now. I get it now.
now,
I get
now,
it.
And they are saying
So they
there is
okay,
no
I get it now.
physiological
So let me see dudes out there running with the bros.
There's no physiological.
niggas.
Their argument is that there is no physiological or biological advantage. It is mental, and I identify as a female.
No,
There is no.
the only reason they're agreeing to that is because everybody is afraid of LGBTQ.
The alphabet.
Everybody's
Now,
afraid of
there
that.
are
They don't want
certain.
They don't want
Alphabet
them.
bull.
Hold on.
Everybody for the alphabet.
Now there are certain parameters that are contingent upon,
Every alphabet boy you
puberty.
name, niggas is scared of.
Some states look at it from a puberty standpoint. When you hit a certain age, then it becomes okay. But the main argument is that there's a physiological or biological
I get what you're saying.
advantage.
I do. It's the age. I get what you're saying.
Listen.
Fighting for that.
I
get it. I get it.
Now, mind you, there are
I was was lost for a minute, like, whoa, but I see they fighting the ACLU was fighting.
Shout out Robin Cooper on the check and shout out
That's crazy.
Here,
What
up, KC?
running with bras for real. Another crazy thing is
They gonna have a 27-piece yaki in.
Yes, girl.
He gonna look like Shikari out
But
there.
because.
I said that was another thing. I said, yo, I said, what if Aaron Donald show up? What if Aaron fucking Donald show up? I got a ponytail now because I feel like a woman. Nah, dude, he's the best woman everything ever.
What you gonna do about it?
That's not fair, man. That ain't fucking fair. Man. You know, we like, yo, he show up and sack everybody, every play. I'm like, women that. What the fuck just happened?
Listen. This is the argument, though, bro. This is the argument, though. The argument that we're saying is that what you just said, sex is binary, apparent at birth and identifiable through singular biological characteristics. Their argument is trans girls are girls. Period. That's their argument.
Okay, cool. Now, I've heard from
Just
biological women. They say they don't really fuck with that shit. If we ain't gonna go, we're gonna shut them down, but we don't fuck with that shit. They ain't women per se, biological.
to you.
No,
I'm just saying.
No. I think I've heard a lot of women say to me, that was expressed to me, that was what they said. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And the thing that I always heard kind of the running theme is, they always say is, they're always women until the time they get your prostate checked. I can't make this shit up because men are born with prostates. It don't matter if you get changed over or whatever and this and that because it's biological.
You don't want to get your prostate checked.
Because I think this is what I'm over there telling me. Niggas, I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Man, women have said this to me. They said, you're a woman until the time you get your prostate checked. Oh,
Because but
that's so wrong.
They're playing it from the angle. They're playing it from the angle of inclusion. They're playing it from almost a declaration of let me not say declaration. They're playing it from an inclusion standpoint.
Man,
And you violating our human rights type of things to separate us from everyone else.
I want you to be safe. I want you to be happy. I want you to live a dignified life and all of that. But what I'm saying is, there are biological women who said, nah, man. Not saying I'm going to shut them down because I don't want to get cancer from my little job at Jack in the Box. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, they ain't women. And then, you know what I'm saying, the men is transitioning to women, they taking advantage of some shit, of biological women. Some of them, in some instances, in some, they take advantage. Like, I stand with biological women. I said, damn, that's interesting. It was like, nah. There was a UFC fighter who was a man. Born a man, transitioned to a woman, and just started dusting the fuck off everybody. Like, wow, you're beating the shit out of everybody.
Out of these chicks. Oh boy.
Yeah, nigga.
That's not fair.
Stop there. Stop there.
One beat ass nigga.
Their argument is trans athletes do not have an unfair advantage in sports. This is weird.
Now,
Women and girls who are trans face discrimination and violence that makes it difficult to even stay, like I said, in school. Now, they're saying trans athletes vary in athletic ability. They're almost saying it's more a training thing. Sometimes, if you're an athlete and you're set to compete in sports, it still comes down to the will to win.
no, it doesn't all the time. Now, can I say this? Yeah. Males are born to genetically have denser bones and things of that nature. So, if you were born a male, you have the benefit of having a bigger, stronger body.
Bigger frame.
Bigger frame,
No,
stronger.
I don't even want to say bigger frame. A male frame. Let's just call it what it is. A male frame.
Exactly.
A male frame, which is in turn physiologically a bigger, more denser,
durable.
all that.
All that.
So like I said, I was like, oh, I could take, that's the only place I take umbrage is right there.
I'm gonna tell you what's lost in a lot of this shit. Because you could say, okay, there's no inherent advantage in terms of physiology or biological, but there's intent. Now, I can be a big ass dude. Yeah, I'm a woman, but I got my eye on something. My eye on something. I think what I would want to protect is that motherfucker who says, okay, I'm a female. I'm 6'3", but I'm a dainty female. Because I'm a cisgender. Now, cis is all identifiable by what you want to be at birth. Has nothing to do with sexuality. You don't gotta be gay to be cisgender. It's basically, if I identify with being a woman, I'm a woman. So there is you have to take into consideration intent with a motherfucker. A motherfucker may say, you know what? I'm a woman.
I feel what
I'm a burly ass motherfucking woman. I'm very dominant.
What you saying? I hear you about a book.
I think that's lost in this shit.
Any nigga that says I'm a woman and don't transition, niggas are gonna say he's gay.
But they that's
so what? I hear what you're saying in verbiage
because it has nothing to do with sexuality.
I hear what
that has nothing.
I
They would
hear
say
what you're saying in
because, hold on,
verbiage.
because I could.
But
listen,
that's a gay man. That's what they're gonna say. Even though the verbiage is what you said is cis whatever. I'm drunk as a motherfucker.
No, you're not drunk, motherfucker.
Yeah, cis. Yeah, but they're gonna say, they gonna be like, yo, if you ain't trying to get titties, if you ain't trying to transition like that,
they want to eliminate sexuality from the definition.
But they're trying to. But in everyday life, in human beings' eyes, he will be considered a gay man. No one's gonna say, no one's gonna start calling niggas girls that want to be identified as girls that don't transition.
But it's a gray area that they slip into.
No.
They are, but they are. You can say no, but they are. Because right now, there's 9 or 10 states that's allowing it. Heavily. They're allowing it. So you can say no.
They allowing it. That's what I'm saying on paper and verbatim and verbiage and all that. But to the eye of the beholder, to the world,
right? But they passed that.
One will call a man, a physical man that they can see a man, unless he's actually dressed like a girl, and you've met him before, and he told you, and he told you, my name is Beth, I go by that. You will be like, yo, that nigga is gay.
So let's
you're not saying, yo, that's Karen over there.
So what the definition of cisgender is denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their birth sex. His newfound attention to the plight of black trans folks by primarily cisgender allies is timely and necessary. Now, let's define a cisgender man. Refers to people who gender identify and an expression matches the biological sex they were assigned when they were born. For instance, if a male is assigned at birth being a male, he can say I'm still male, but be gay. Hey.
But you said he can say I'm a girl. I can live like a girl.
Yes.
But if you don't, that's what I'm saying, to the eyes of the people, if you don't transition, they will be like, yo, you just a gay boy.
We're gonna stick a pin in that. We're gonna stick a pin in
There's
that.
a lot of different
Please
terminology.
proceed.
A lot of different classifications now.
Proceed, coach.
Binary.
Or let me
No, but
say
you
this.
gotta be careful when you, because of course we talk, so you gotta be just, you know.
Can I say this?
Say that.
I heard somebody saying something about verbiage, diction, words, something like that. I did. My brother Iceman, and the word I kind of heard, I was hearing was if he's speaking words and diction and all that. Trans means going from one to another, am I right? Trans means going from one to another, y'all. I'm going to teach y'all something. Trans, the prefix means going from one to another. Trans. How can you be cis trans and you're never trans? You're just gay.
They would just.
You're just gay. I said, that's an easy one. I agree, Dice Man, totally. There is no such thing as cis gay. Because if you don't transition, the operative prefix being trans, if you don't transform, whatever.
Let's take trans out of the equation, because you don't have to be gay to be trans. According to them, you don't have to be gay to be trans. Let's take trans off.
If you're trans, you're trans. If you're gay, you're gay. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you can be, oh, I'm trans, but I never transition. No, I don't believe that at all. Or you should be striving to those things.
They don't believe their gender identity has anything to do with sexual.
I heard what you said that they believe, but if you never transition or never transform, we can't call you trans anything.
They don't. That's fine with them, because there's 7 to 8 different categories.
Right, so I just call you, like you said, gay. Like you said, gay. You didn't trans anything. I mean, if you didn't transform, I can't call you a transformer. You didn't trans anything. You went from a car to a car. But I feel like a horse. Man, you a car.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like, yo, until you transform to the horse, the opposite.
But they will argue that it has nothing to do with sexual orientation. I'll be a woman.
Nah, you gonna be a woman to people you tell.
Yeah.
If you a woman right now, wouldn't nobody know you was a woman unless they knew you. And you was like, yo, my name is such and such, I'm a woman. Everybody else would be like, yo, that nigga gay.
Yeah.
Say that, they would be like, yo, he a girl.
So he transformed.
The people you know.
He's not
The
trans
people you
anything.
know only know that.
We didn't even learn
Or
about trans.
you introduce yourself to, like, yo, hi, my name is Keisha. You know, this is what I go by. This is what I want to be known by. You know what I'm saying? This
Man, Keisha, man.
Like, yo, that's what you know what I mean?
What the
trans
part?
You might act gay, you might act feminine, but a nigga not gonna just come out and straight like, yo, he a girl.
Yeah.
He a girl.
The
bro.
trans.
Yo,
The
you know,
trans
and that's
part
you told him,
means
yo,
something.
my name
That means something. Like you got a trans. That's call you a trans.
But they said that's malarkey.
Big bar, bro.
Yeah.
That's malarkey. Nah, man, you gay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. At all.
You don't discriminate here in
Ain't
five
nothing
minutes.
wrong with that guy. These heads.
Discriminate a little bit.
So check this out, now.
Shit, 87. What's up, AI?
Check this out. So we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. But Juwan Howard, man. So for those who've been in the cave for the last couple of weeks, Juwan Howard coaching Michigan University basketball, men's basketball team. Game was over. Late in the game, he threw the press on him. And the coach they were playing against.
Oh, he said it wasn't a press.
That's what he said. I watch basketball, I know it.
Nah, he said it wasn't a press.
Alright, well, in my opinion, it was a press. I said press.
Nah, he said it wasn't a press.
I heard, that's cute.
No, he said
That's cute. That's cute that he said it wasn't a press.
It wasn't a press. Let me get it out. He
Cool.
said it wasn't a press. It was man to man, full court. That's not a press.
Okay. So they played man-to-man 4-court defense.
With 2 minutes left, you defended man.
No,
They
no.
find
Is
they
that a
find-
press, Coach Phil?
Okay.
Is that a press, Coach
It's
Phil?
not a press.
Coach Phil, is that a press, Coach Phil?
Bro, we can agree it's not a press.
Coach Phil, is that a press?
It's not a press. It's not a press in terms of, but it's pressure defense.
The point is,
Is it a press?
the point
It's
is,
pressure defense.
the point
Absolutely.
is,
Absolutely.
there was
100%.
There was a few seconds left in the game. Michigan had applied man-to-man full-court defense against a team that were losing by a lot of points.
You weren't gonna make that up in
Wisconsin.
that last minute.
Wisconsin called a timeout, dribble play, and hit a 3 or whatever the fuck. So when they shaking hands, Juwan Howard said to the coach, I'm gonna remember that, and attempted to walk by the coach. The coach grabbed him, looking like he was trying to explain. I don't know what they were saying. I wasn't there, but looking to me like he was trying to explain. So Juwan Howard was like, "Nah, get off me, don't put your hands on me, blah 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 blah." A little dust up ensued. One of the other coaches grabbed Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard punched him in the face, and a melee ensued. Juwan Howard was suspended for 5 games, which is the rest of the regular season.
I have. I said I have.
Yeah. What he said.
I made glad.
So what y'all think about that? There was a lot of comments on Facebook. Oh, he shouldn't have got suspended. Blah 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 blah. I'm in the mindset that Juwan Howard is in a position that a lot of people can't be in. He's a head coach of a major university, D1, obviously.
Speak on that, bro.
And he's in a position of privilege.
Speak on that, bro.
And if I'm looking at it as a parent, right? If one of my sons were playing for Michigan University, and I see the coach lose control,
A little loud for the people
and
in the
then
back.
that causes my because as a player, you're gonna follow what your coach's lead. You gonna have their temperament, you gonna have their attitude. If you're a coachable player, you are anywhere, right? So if I'm watching this game after it's over, they doing handshake, and I see my son start throwing blows because the coach was blows, and now my son got to get suspended, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Period, point blank. I'm gonna have some issues with the coach because and then somebody read the comments, oh, he blacked out. No, he didn't black out. Because a blackout is the nigga the first coach that put his hands on you black out, you going on him. He didn't do that. He put his hands on a coach that didn't fucking touch him.
Or a blackout is whoever you put your hands on, you continuously put your hands on numerous people.
Speak on.
I think there may have been one person who got blacked out.
One.
Okay, that doesn't constitute a blackout.
I don't think so either.
Proceed.
I don't think so.
Please.
He was wrong. The man was wrong, bro.
You should have exhibited some decorum.
Some fucking control, bro.
Bro,
Can't do that.
Bro, you lost, man. Just eat that, man. Like you was too sensitive in that situation. Now, mind you, I don't know about gravity either. But you gotta understand, man, at the end of the day, man, like you got a different responsibility than all these other coaches because of your skin color. And I hate that it has to come down to that, but unfortunately, you have a different responsibility to your players, your black coaching fraternity, and your representation. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Yes, you are held to that standard because that's just what we have to accept when we take that sort of position. So you have that weight and that responsibility. At that moment, unfortunately, yes, you should have held your tongue. You should have held your punches or your slaps or whatever. But yeah, man, you kind of blew it. You blew it. What you did was the equivalent of the quit square timeout. You blew it.
It was worse.
You blew it.
Man, look, I look at it from.
It may be unfair, but we've never really dealt with fair circumstances.
Is it unfair though?
It might be unfair
Because
to ask him.
I happen to believe if a white coach punched
Look at
another
this.
white coach,
Oh,
I think they'd be suspended too. That's just how I feel about it.
When I think about Juwan Howard, I also think about another black college head coach who's going through some hard times, who I thought could have punched somebody, but didn't. The circumstances didn't rise to that kind of point. But Anthony Hardaway.
I'm gonna take you even back even further. Remember the John Cheney rant against that? I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you, Johnny.
Ho! John Cheney busted into the press conference.
I'll kill you, Johnny.
So it wasn't like y'all like what you're saying.
Nah, I disagree.
So wait a minute.
Hold on, man. Look,
disagree.
please let us be abreast of what you've been.
So he was watching the video. He just played the video, and kind of like I was saying, the head coach, Juwan would attempt to walk by the head coach of Wisconsin. Coach
Right.
grabbed him.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in an attempt to explain, hey man, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So that shit settled down, and then one of the other assistant coaches said something to Juwan Howard, and Juwan Howard smacked him in his face. So again,
Oh, this is
I
nothing new.
would tend to be more upset at the man who put his hands on me, as Juwan Howard said, "Yo, don't fucking touch me, don't fucking touch me," as opposed to somebody who said something to me.
I ain't
That's
saying.
just me.
I didn't say it. Juwan Howard said, the guy touched me. Don't touch me.
But he didn't
Oh,
even put his hands back up.
Right. I didn't say it. That's what he said. So he didn't black out. He didn't act, you know what I'm saying, like he should have as just a coach in that situation. What people don't understand is, and I want to shout out the great iconic Coach James, Eastside Connection. He said, if you don't want him to dance, don't let him in the end zone.
How about that?
If you don't want him to dance, don't let him in the fucking end zone. Because when y'all score, what the fuck y'all do?
That part.
When y'all winning, what the fuck y'all do? Nah! Y'all dancing. It's mighty quiet over there. You must be losing. It's all good when you do it.
So good in the hood.
So if you don't want him to dance, you don't let him score. Meaning if you don't want all that bullshit, you can't let him win.
Listen, I've been on both sides of this shit. I've coached some AAU ball. I've beaten motherfuckers by 50, and I've been beaten by 50. It's a certain decorum that you have to exhibit at all times. Now, mind you, this was on a grade school level. Okay, we're not even talking about college. We're talking about you being a leader of men at this point in your players, or you're a mentor at that point. They following your lead.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. Speak on that.
they're looking at what you're doing in this moment. Because keep in mind, the players are feeling some kind of way. And I feel some kind of way as a coach. You down by 40 and a motherfucker is still getting buckets on you.
Let me say this. If you plan on being a player that you think you're going to be in your head, this ain't the worst loss you're going to feel in your life. So you better get used to losing, because it's going to be a motherfucker. If you think you're going to go to the league, it's going to be a motherfucker bust your ass pride by himself on you and tell you the whole motherfucking night. So you better get used to it. So the thing I'm trying to say is that those people who said that Juwan Howard blacked out, they were wrong. why his action for fighting was wrong. I said, because I say, well, what if that was your son that was throwing punches? I was like, that's not the example that I thought was going to be led by the coach. Now, if my son did that on his own, man, you wrong for that.
It's on him.
But now my coach is firing blows. Fuck it. You still in trouble because you firing blows. Now you suspended. I don't know what the fuck your academics is like and all that kind of shit. I don't know what your standards is like. This is real. This is serious shit. But you are following after an example that you think is qualified to probably be held. Oh, that's my coach. I'm following him. He shouldn't have did that shit. He lost. Y'all been losing all year long, and it's cool to lose, but your expectations were a lot bigger than they was. That's why I put you in the same conversation as Anthony Hardaway. He cussing out motherfuckers talking about, I'm a man. Almost like Mike Gundy, fight me. I'm a man, fight me. Like, yo, what you doing, cousin? What are you talking about? He's a young man. You want to direct that to somebody directed me?
It's a common thread, though.
Yes, it is, because your
Losing.
teams are under it.
Losing. Shit.
Wisconsin, to me, I've seen worse pettiness.
Coach King never spazzed out with him on.
I've seen worse pettiness in my own life that was in the gray area. Like, we can't steal on him. We can't steal on that.
I said, when he got sorry, he just acted sick.
Facts. Facts. He hasn't been sick that many seasons, though.
I got you out of here.
I got you. Shout out to Carver Wells, Ricky Price, because he shot that shit out there. Shout out to Carver Wells, Ricky Price. He said, I can sit this one out and my back flared up. And it's another job.
I gotta deal with this shit. Don't stay, damn it.
I can't get
Word
you
up,
this.
gang. Big up. Big
Big
up.
up.
Where we at, man?
I gotta deal with this shit.
So yo,
We gotta back you out of here.
so listen, so it's the second half of the big ball season, right? Lakers, man.
You see white man Stephen A. Smith? Yo, he retarded as a
I
motherfucker.
don't listen. I don't like him.
Like, yo, Kyrie should be able to play. Like, nigga, you was the man who said he should be.
Right.
Yo!
I'm glad you brought it.
He was talking about your point, though.
But, and that's what everybody was talking about.
I
That's what
understand.
people was talking about from the
I'm just saying, he
beginning.
was talking about what you were saying, though.
That's what everybody was talking. That's what Jason Williams and all of us talking about from the beginning.
Good brother.
If motherfuckers come to town, nigga, that's what they was saying from the beginning. Now you trying to realize,
Can I speak on your point?
man, you a dick rider.
The point is, he's not a public figure. He's not a public. He's from the private sector. So that's a private sector decision of him not being vaccinated and not being able to go to his vocation. That's not Eric Adams, who is federal, public. Eric Adams like, I'll let him play tomorrow. I'll let him play tonight.
The crazy thing, like they said, man, he not allowed to play, but he allowed in the building. He allowed on the bench. He allowed in the locker room.
The worst
Yo, he not allowed on the court to
Now,
fucking
those things
play.
The
I
worst
can't
part.
dispute those things are fucking weird. Like, why, if you gonna do all that shit, then it is what it is. But what they're saying is that they're saying, hold on. You said public, and I was like, we'll see that. He's a private sector employee. This is a private sector thing that says, no, we want all the private sector people who work for and who live in NYC or work for a company in NYC, which Brooklyn is firmly supplanted, in NYC. You have to be vaccinated. Now, like I said, that's weird. They can come to the building but can't play. But they're saying if you're employed by the private sector in NYC, you have to be vaccinated. I say it's weird because he can come to the building and can't play, but It's not. He's not a public employee.
Well, forget that he can come in the building.
Gotcha.
The dumbest part is I think Stephen A said it today. If Kyrie got traded to the Sixers instead of Harden, and the Sixers came to Brooklyn, he could play.
Yeah.
But because this is my home team, I can't play.
Yeah.
That's the part that's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
It's a New York thing.
I get that. But that doesn't make it make sense. Though.
That
doesn't make it make sense.
But it's a New York thing.
Matter of fact, you might have brought this stuff like 2.5 months ago. Like 2020, like 2021.
Listen,
It still doesn't make sense.
unvaccinated players can come play.
That's
You
just
don't have
weird.
to be vaccinated to come play.
But like you were
That's
saying,
weird as fuck.
they're not employees of New York State, which Kyrie isn't either, because he wouldn't be under the mandate if he was a state employee. He's not a state employee.
They grade lifted. That's what Eric Adams talking about.
He's not a state employee. It's a product.
They didn't lift me yet. New York didn't lift they shit yet.
Like, what I'm saying is they can lift it,
For those that
but
don't
he's
know,
not a public employee. They lifted it. It'll be for a public.
He gonna be able to play if they lift
Delaware High
it.
School
They
does
didn't
not
lift
have
it.
to wear masks.
That's what he's saying. He's saying, Eric Adams saying, man, I wish I could just let him play right now. But the whole shit not lifted yet. When they lift the whole shit in New York, he gonna be able to play. Cause the whole
Well,
shit.
yeah. When they lift the whole shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be lifted.
What I've always wondered is, here's what I've always wondered in the whole situation.
Everything in New
Fuck the
York
man.
is sector.
Hold on.
Ain't no bodegas and shit, wearing masks and shit.
Hold on.
Everything is sector. Train state, the subways, the police. That's the shit. All the office buildings.
Let me ask you a question. I've always wondered this, and which is even more simpler than any mandate. This is the NBA. Why the fuck don't you just test this motherfucker 2 hours before every game? I guess that's always been my question. Because when I get on, hold on. When I get on a plane to go to fucking the Bahamas, I'm tested 3-4 times.
Yo, because it's a state.
This is not.
It's not the
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
This is where the state people be playing. The state doesn't have that mandate.
Listen where I'm going. All I'm asking is, hold on.
Eric Adams was talking about
The state enforces a mandate from the public sector. That's what I'm saying. The public, the
Even
private
simpler
sector.
than that.
That's what I'm saying. They
Even simpler than that. Even simpler than
the
that.
private sector.
Even simpler than that.
I'm listening.
Is it not the main thing? Do I have COVID or not? Right.
That's the main. That's the. I'll agree.
So
That's the
it's
main.
the NBA. If I can go to another fucking country, or if I can get tested and get results in an hour, why can't I show up to an arena before every home game and get
Because,
tested?
like I'm trying to tell you,
Tell me.
it's the state. It got, man, like Adam Silver stood up and was like, man, we can't understand, man. Ain't no private company would stop him from playing if Adam Silver wanted him to play. The next thing stop us on.
Is the end result not
crazy.
whether I got COVID or not?
You crazy.
Is that not the end result?
That's-
Whether I got COVID or not?
Man, if the Nets wanted him to, if Adam Silver wanted him to play, the Nets would let him play. It's the state of New York. It's the state of New York. He has no stay over the state of New York. He can talk to the Nets.
You right and you wrong. No, because what it is, it's a private sector matter enforced by the state.
2 hours early, get tested before every home.
That part I
That's
agree with. I totally agree with.
Because once you start doing that, because it's a state shit, it's statewide, every fucking other state employee will be like, yo, why can't I do what Kyrie do?
He keeps saying he's not an employee of the state. The
I'm not
private.
saying employee of the state.
Right.
The state of New York, no matter if you're an employee or not, you're a citizen of the fucking state.
A
So
citizen.
do whatever. You can't come to work or you can't do whatever.
Yeah, citizen.
That's what I mean
Right,
by the
right,
state,
right.
the law, the state.
That-
Adam
that's what I'm
Silver
saying.
has no say over that.
That
He has no say over that.
neither does Eric Adams.
But not yet. That's what he said. I can't wait till we get lifted. I would let Kyrie play, but I just can't lift it for him. When it's all lifted, but I can't. New York is not lifting it yet. That's what it is.
And that's what I'm saying. The private sector is the ones that said, yo, everybody who live in New York got to be vaccinated to go to their job. The state of New York is the ones that, damn, well, it's been voted in, we got to enforce it. Even though we ain't with it, who Eric Adams, the other people who work for, who Kyrie doesn't work for, like, I got to enforce a law publicly that privately people push for. Right? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we agree on that part. We agree on all of it. Like, no, I can't, it's not a state law per se, but the state is backing it. But when we stop backing it, you'll be able to play. It's over my head, really. It's above me, really, Eric Adams. It's like, it's stupid. We all say it's stupid, but it's above me. It's above me. The private sector made this a law, and I gotta undo the law. And until the law is undone, I gotta wait till they just say, fuck it, everybody.
They everywhere. They lifted it everywhere.
They'll unlift it everywhere before they adjust the specific law for just those private citizens. Cool.
That part.
Hello.
That part. True. So, are the Lakers gonna make the playoffs? Are they gonna make the playoffs?
I
The
think
Lakers
they
make the
do
playoffs.
because of all the playing games and all that. I think they
So they make the play.
I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
I know, but I'm saying so they'll make the playing game and they'll win the play that game.
Maybe. I think, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's Anthony Davis, man. I love him.
Mr. Glass,
Well,
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, but niggas don't know how, you know what I'm saying? It ain't his fault his body grew like that. It ain't his fault. He wasn't built for it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't built for that body, you know what I mean? And that motherfucker falling apart on him.
6'2".
Yeah, that body falling apart on him, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But
Think about this.
I think they can make the playoffs still. I think 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
I want to give them the playoffs, and that's
No 8 teams make the playoffs.
now. I guess I'm kind of old
Think about
school.
this.
I guess I'm kind of old school because I only count the 8. And I actually think the Lakers will lose if they make it. Well, they'll probably make it to the play-in. But I think they will lose in the play-in and not make it to the actual 8 playoff, what I consider. Proceed.
Okay.
Think about this. We really talking about LeBron James making the playoffs. That's wild as fuck. But not so wild when you really look at the past. What are we talking, 4 years? 4. Let's say 4. Because he's been with the Lakers. This is his 4th year.
That's what I said. He wanted his first.
Second
year. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
So wait, so what happened at first?
And he got hurt.
He got hurt.
And he got hurt.
Hold on, fresh. Hold on. Let's say that. And then I'm gonna let you interject. Year number 1, he gets injured. No playoffs. No playoffs. Year number 2, they win it. They win it in the bubble, right? Yeah. What happened last year?
They made the playoffs. They went second round.
Eliminated, right? Playing team. They was playing type stuff.
They won. They lost the second round of feet.
Okay. So what are we dealing with this year? Playing, right?
I say they go to the play-in, but lose in the
So wait. So in 4 years of this motherfucker being in LA,
Nah, I don't think whoever they play in the playing game gonna be.
so we talking 4. Think about this.
That might be our
Aside
hardest
from 1 year,
wager.
basically been bottom of the barrel. They've been bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So was the fucking bubble like really some abnormal multiverse shit? When I say multiverse, you tap into my nerd shit.
Nah, because I can't
Was
say.
this just some weird shit?
Nah, because you can't account injuries if you want to account
But
injuries.
you have to. You can't.
But that's
You
what I'm
can't.
saying.
You can't. But you have to factor it in.
But
It's
that's
just-
what I'm
That's
saying.
part of basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. If you account injuries, you expect them to be at the bottom of the barrel.
Damn, so
Like, you can't expect your best top 10 player to go down and you still, you know what I'm saying?
some
With
teams,
the roster you built, some teams what?
some teams, kind of can.
Who?
Well, Denver is, Nicola is.
Jamal Murray ain't top 10 nothing. Jamal Murray ain't top 10 nothing.
That's debatable.
Okay, even though I give you
top
that.
10.
No, I'm gonna give you that.
He ain't top 10 player.
Time out. Okay,
Top
so
10
he's not top
shooter.
10 nothing.
They got the reigning MVP.
He's a top 10 shooter.
Without Jamal Murray or Michael Porter.
And where they rank, they not that good this year.
They're both 6.
Yeah, they about 6. That's what I'm saying. They about 5th or 6th.
That's good to not have my.
But I'm saying they about 5th or 6th. We think they was 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They about 5th or 6th. So, alright.
So
That's fair. I mean,
okay.
what was the point?
So here's the. Well, my point is this. Here's my point.
Okay.
It's the NBA. You gotta factor in injuries. It just is what the fuck it is. No, like you could be fortunate and get through without any injuries, but
You are fortunate if you get through without injuries.
Yeah.
but the league says the NBA guys say that that's really not what happened. So has this been? Is it LeBron bust or just unfortunate? It's just unfortunate with these set players.
I don't know if you can ever say LeBron bust.
I think
Because at one point he was willing this kind of team
Man,
to the playoffs.
I can say.
If not for the play-in, if not for the play-in,
Let me interject.
if not for the play-in, would he be in right now?
No. And let me say this. Even though I'm for all player empowerment and all that kind of shit, LeBron picked a mule. He picked a mule. He actually turned down the trade like, nah, we don't want DeMar DeRozan, who's actually very significantly playing in the MVP race right now. Nah, we don't want him, we'll take Russ. All right, cool, take Russ. Now, I ain't saying Rob Pelinka is the greatest for agreeing, but you gotta take some with that.
You looking at
bro.
2020. You talking
I'm looking at right now.
As I said, 2020 hindsight.
No.
Before you know before you
No.
see what's going on now, we would have took the Rosen over
If
Russ.
the people will
I
look
just
back.
asked you a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, what you asked?
Before you see what's going on now, the Rosen doing what he doing, and they said
I took the
you
Rosen.
can take the Rosen.
I took the Rosen. Because when they made the trade for Russ, I said,
The Rosen wouldn't even be doing what he doing now with LeBron.
hold on.
He wouldn't even be doing what he doing.
Hold on. I would say, we all would say DeMar DeRozan is a better player than Russell Westbrook. at
No, we
his
all-
career.
Yeah, this year we wouldn't have said that last year. We would have said that the year before.
I wouldn't have.
Hold on.
You
hold on.
Last year.
You wouldn't have
I
said.
would agree. No, I would agree. I agree with
Y'all
him.
would have said that when he was playing with the Spurs.
I agree with him.
Y'all would have said none of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Y'all would have said none of that.
I would took Westbrook over.
Man, he played for my team. He played for my team. Y'all would have said
I disagree.
I'm sorry.
I would took
Okay.
Westbrook over the
So we split this tape. So we split.
That's
That's
why he played for
right.
your team. He played for my team, and he was trash.
Nah, man.
So the same kind of.
He was better than DeRozan. He was better than DeRozan. No, he was great. He was better than DeRozan.
No, he wasn't.
He ain't give us none of this.
terrible.
He didn't give us none of this. Where all this was at?
He was terrible for us.
Where all this was, DeRozan was terrible for us. If he doing this,
Russell.
if he put up 38 every night,
Westbrook has been
this.
this. Westbrook has been this for a minute. Just like DeRozan played for y'all, Russell Westbrook played for us. He been shitty for a minute. Triple doubles will blind you.
I would have took Westbrook.
Okay.
I would have. That's a man.
We would not have y'all two.
You
Would
would have DeMar DeRozan.
It's no
Or
nobody
Russell
knows the wrong
Westbrook.
answer.
Oh, give me DeMar DeRozan.
There's no wrong answer. I can trust him. I can trust him. I know one looks like I know one motherfucker can't get in the game at the end of the game, and one is a fucking damn near MVP candidate.
That's now.
That's now.
That's you only go by now. You only go by now. You only go by now. We can only go by now. We can only go by now. What the fuck have you done for me lately, right?
You're right.
We telling you that despite the bullshit we saw, we wasn't fucking with them. Y'all saying, despite the hold on.
Did y'all see this?
Yes.
But you can't say.
Did you see this?
But then, if you talk about this
Did you
bullshit,
the way he played now?
I said,
Did you see this?
I didn't see this
The way he plays now. Did you see this from DeRozan?
I did not see this from
Did you
DeRozan.
have the way he's playing?
But I did see this from DeRozan. I did see
Let me
this.
answer that. Let me answer that.
Go ahead. And I
No.
I did not see this.
No. What?
So what y'all talking
I'm gonna
about?
tell you. What I did see was this bullshit from Westbrook.
I did see
That's what I did see.
You ain't never seen it this bad though.
Shit. Just like you said. Hold on. That nigga just said
He
played for my team.
It wasn't this bad.
I'm telling you it was.
It wasn't this bad.
I'm telling you it was.
Y'all was still like a 5-6 seed.
Man.
Y'all was still like a 5-6 seed.
He convinced me.
I'm telling you it was, bro.
Y'all was still like a 5-6 seed.
5-6 seed with an all 75 player.
Oh, but him, that's what I'm saying. Him and LeBron is like, we talk about him and LeBron not even making the playoffs because of the way he playing.
You asking me that I see this trash ass Westbrook?
Not this one. You see the version.
Shit.
Ain't nobody.
I told you.
Ain't nobody.
You
seen
right,
this.
bro.
Ain't
Nobody
nobody.
sees this version.
Ain't nobody seen this.
No, you
Ain't
know
nobody.
even though we predicted, man, he not that good. We could not have predicted.
No, it's nobody.
Man.
No, because nobody
could
could
say
say
that.
this,
Bro, I did not this bad.
Hold on, Fresh.
This
What do
bad.
I always say is the Russell Westbrook sequence. I've seen it for years. Bad shot, foul, turnover, bad shot, foul. Now you down by 12. That's the Russell Westbrook experience. That's not me saying, oh, that nigga nice. That's me telling you. I've been saying that for years, bro. It's on record.
That now, though. It'd be like,
Oh, and then you don't do that now because he's not in the game. You do that.
I'd be like, Russell Westbrook fall. Westbrook all out, took out the
Same shit.
Like, yo, nigga.
Same shit. Same shit.
Like, yo.
Same shit.
Be mad.
Russell Westbrook full. Then I
Balls.
Man, listen.
Ball.
Turnover,
Yo.
foul. Bad shot, foul.
It be some bullshit, nigga.
Hey, yo.
Like, yo,
Bro,
what
what is that called? What do I call that?
I've been
I've been calling that the Russell Westbrook sequence for years, right?
I'd have said, give me the
Bad shot, foul. Turnover, foul.
I would have took the mark.
I would
I
have
would
in a heartbeat.
Check this out, though.
I would.
So March Madness coming up.
This
It's March 1st. March Madness. Oh shit! It's the you about to have a what is it, division playoff?
Nah, conference championship. Conference tournaments.
And then March Madness, right? So,
It's the most
you
wonderful
like? how you
time
like to win it all?
of
If you could pick one team to win it all, who you like?
I like I like.
Somebody.
Whoa. I don't got no favorite.
Okay.
I don't got no favorite.
First, we got to pick a team to win who right now.
I like players.
Okay.
I like players.
Solid.
And I would like my favorite player right now in the college is J9. Purdue.
But you don't like Purdue to win it all?
No, I don't. They got to talk.
Fresh.
If you was to ask me who's going to win it all
Which I
in
did.
college,
Which I did.
what you did, let me get. I'm going out, not saying on a limb, but people like Auburn.
Say it again?
Auburn.
Okay.
Auburn.
Coach P?
The goddamn brotherhood, man. Yeah. Facts. I do like the Auburn pick though.
Cool.
Jabari Smith is. He's good. He's not. Okay.
Well, to you, he's better.
He's not
He
that
college good. He college good.
And I think he
college
plays better away from home. I think the whole team plays better or just as good away from home as they do at home.
He college good.
Proceed.
I'm
Who
a
you like the Devils?
I want the brotherhood.
Man, what kind of shit?
Who you like, man? Who you like, man?
Wow.
I like Baylor, man.
No, I did not.
I like Baylor.
Repeat?
I like Baylor.
To repeat.
That's a good
Yeah.
pick. They got some issues.
Oh,
That's the hard issue. They gotta work.
Let me say this.
Yes.
Good brother B Mac said he likes Baylor to repeat.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not going now. You ain't gotta argue me now
Right.
because they one of the people I say, nah, I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to fuck off.
If I had to pick somebody, you know what I mean, that I've been watching, I would pick. I say Arizona. I take Arizona.
Okay.
I like Arizona.
Also like Kansas, but I swear none of us like an omission. None of us like a top team that's out there.
Kentucky rolling right now.
No. I just see Kentucky winning it. None of us have even mentioned this team.
Gonzaga.
Exactly.
Nah.
No, they
Do we believe in Chet Holmgren?
No, it's not that I don't believe in Chet Holmgren. Unfortunately, I just don't believe in Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga. I don't believe in Gonzaga.
Until you not Gonzaga, you Gonzaga. No, you just Gonzaga.
Man, they always gonna be Gonzaga.
Until they not Gonzaga.
They always gonna be Gonzaga. They ain't gonna never not just be Gonzaga.
Hey Gonzaga. Until you do something about you just being Gonzaga.
We had a Gonzaga. It was a Gonzaga.
Moving along.
Yeah.
That was Butler.
Now where they
No,
at?
it was.
That was Butler. That was Butler.
Yeah.
They went to the finals for not Choyov.
Remember? And I also
Buzzer beater,
said,
long shot buzzer beater.
overtime ball.
beat us. Now y'all think y'all beat them.
Yeah, we won.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all beat them. That's what I'm saying. That year, them years, they was like 4 years in a row, building their way up to the final game. Elite Eight, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four. Then they made it to the championship game.
They
That's
Butler
what I
on
said.
2000. Butler.
Ain't gonna never be nobody else.
Sheldon Mack.
They ain't gonna be nobody else.
Or
man.
Hayward.
They ain't gonna be no blue blood.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna be no blue. They ain't gonna be no blue blood.
Yo, shout out to Sheldon Mack, man.
Check
I don't know. Is that nigga in Ukraine?
I hope not. I hope he's not in you.
He said you crazy.
Check this out.
Dog of the court.
Put us in the car, baby.
We're gonna get right to this. I know y'all want to talk about this. We watching there earlier. Brian Flores got a job,
Weird.
Talk about it.
Nah, I'm gonna let you go because that's your backyard. As a resident Dolphins fan,
Like I say, man, if you fight and do all that, man, keep the fight up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you still keep it right up now?
Nah, you can't.
Nah, he is
Still keep
Nah,
going.
you can't.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well, you can. You
I'm
can
up
if you ain't doing your job. Yeah, you can. If you're not doing your job.
Good brother.
Because what I hear of an NFL coach is you don't get to see your family. You coaching all day. So if you doing all that, how you got time to keep up the fight?
That's fair. That's fair. That's
If
fair.
that's what I hear of
That's
an
fair.
NFL coach.
That's fair.
I don't know. I ain't in the NFL, but that's what I hear of it. That's what I hear about an NFL coach. That's what you got to do. Your family misses you. We don't see our family as doctors. We need to film room breaking down all this. So if you're doing that, how are you keeping up the fight?
You right about that, but hold on.
So it could be a token high because, like y'all said, it's Mike Tomlin. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood, black coach, come on, Rooney Rule, come on, Drew. You can come here and go ahead and parlay, but go ahead and keep this fight going or whatever. I understand that. You know what I mean? I understand that. But if you was trying to make a point and do all that, you keep making the point, man. You
Dig
keep
is
making
here.
the point.
Okay.
Here now, I don't mean to intersect, but
Pick it off.
what the brother said was, oh no, in no way do I intend to stop fighting my fight. The good brother, Mike Tomlin said, I want the good brother to continue his fight. Not only that, he was like, all right, cool, I'm going to continue my thing against the NFL. Where you're saying,
Let me interject. Okay. Now, are you going to continue your fight on Sundays?
every day.
Because, now we have a problem. Because what I know about NFL, or what I hear about the NFL, anything that does pertain to football is a distraction.
Let me ask
So if every Sunday they want to interview Brian Flores and talk about his fight instead of football, that's a distraction.
you, let me ask you something.
So now we done hired a distraction.
Brian Flores was interviewed under what rule is that called?
Rooney?
Rooney. Stick a pin in that. Let's stick a pin in that, y'all. Rooney.
Man,
I said that. That's what I said.
Blue Devils defeat the Pit Panthers tonight. Trevor Kills.
That's what I said. I said all that.
So
I said all that.
On
But I just gave you valid points.
Carolina, y'all next.
If every Sunday, after a game, y'all want to interview Brian Flores about his plight, or when he talks, that's the only chance he gets to talk about his plight. Because we might not interview no other time. We gonna interview every Sunday because you Brian Flores and we know what you're fighting for. So we gonna stick that mic in front of your face. This is your time to talk about the equal. I'm going the equal. The equal
What
is.
the fuck?
That's
Hold
taken
on.
away from football. That's
Now-
a distraction.
now what I was
Because if one of the players, if one of the fucking players would stand up there every Sunday and talk about something other than football, it would be a distraction.
you know what's funny about that?
Greatest coach in football.
What's that, Fresh?
I would say every team except the Roonies, that would apply to. Every team except the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have their pulse on, damn, we need more minorities around this motherfucker. That would apply to.
Let's go, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin is in charge of Mike Tomlin's staff. Because we implore and empower Mike Tomlin to do what the fuck you need to do because we know, because we the Roonies, and we know that we're good people, and we know we're hiring good people, so you're only going to hire good people. Now, with this gentleman that you hired to our staff that we know was bullshitting, this ain't even a
And we have full 100% confidence in whoever Mike Tomlin hires, and if he happens to hire Brian Flores, who has never had a bad track record until this bullshit, come on over. I say the exact opposite. They're like, we have full confidence in whoever Mike Tomlin hires. If he happens to be black, I think that will keep us being as successful as we have been. Please continue. They're not an organization who looks to jettison people fast. They look to invest in people. Okay, we think you about a little something different, so we're gonna invest in you. It's not just about X's and O's. Even though we think you got the X's and O's in you, we'll back you in some other shit. So, with the Brian Flores hire being executed, I ain't saying the Pittsburgh Steelers reached out to Mike Tomlin saying hire him, but I will say they said you can hire because we trust you, Mike Tomlin. You can hire whoever the fuck you want, and if it happens to be Brian Flores, that aligns with every fucking thing we believe.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin, the greatest coach in NFL history. Fuck that.
Alright, continue. Offensive coordinator every week is answering questions about equality and all
Shout out to
that.
Mike Tomlin for bringing that bullshit on.
And that's what he's worried
He's dealing
about.
with that
Instead of the game plan.
No, you said that's what he's dealing with. But if we happen to be winning, then that shit goes out the window.
No, that's what he's dealing with. He
I'm
said
not-
himself.
I ain't dealing. I'm
He
dealing
said
with
out
Brian
himself.
Flores.
I'm still dealing with I'm still going to deal with my issue.
Hold on. Brian Flores is a grown man. He was a head coach for what, 3 years in Miami. I think he can handle any question that come to him. I believe that's why Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin said, yeah, we'll hire him. He's a great coach. But, when they ask him about his shit, we believe that he'll handle his shit in the proper manner that we think Pittsburgh Steelers and the Rooney Rule and Mike Tomlin aligns with that shit. Shout out to Mike Tomlin for saying, fuck all that bullshit. We ready to keep that shit on.
They said
I'm ready to protect my own.
NFL, I know the littlest things a distraction.
Pittsburgh don't say that about Mike Tomlin and what the fuck he built. They just keep winning and they don't say shit about distractions. Matter of fact, they
Let's
make
fucking go,
distractions.
Mike Tomlin.
They make distractions. Like, hold up, I made the fucking Rooney Rule. That's a distraction. I made the Rooney Rule. My daddy made the Rooney Rule. We distracted shit. Hold up, time out. There's too many of us white guys around here. There's too many white guys around here. Stop it. My daddy and who I trust with the Fritz Pollard Association behind them. We need more black people, minorities, and black people around this motherfucker. That's a distraction. Is it not?
Sure.
Thank you. That's a distraction.
I guess.
You guess.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess. That wasn't even a blip on the radar. Wasn't even a blip on the radar. We have nothing to reference to when we talk about blacks being hired. Just not affirmative action. It's called the Rooney Rule, but that's nothing. Proceed.
Like we said,
It's nothing.
it's just the Rooney Rule in name.
No, you said it's nothing.
That's what he's talking about. Brian Flores is talking
It's
about
not
nothing.
just the Rooney Rule.
Brian Flores is talking about it. The inside is just talking about it's a sham. This is a sham.
It wasn't even a Rooney Rule. It wouldn't even be a Brian Flores if it wasn't for the Rooney Rule. You missing the big picture.
Nah, he missing the big picture then.
No.
It's a sham. He's saying it. Brian Flores. He said the Rooney Rule is a sham.
But the Rooney's are the only people on the side. They was on the side before he had a side.
He said it. You gotta go back and read. He said the Rooney. the Rooney Rule's a sham. That's what they say. That's what black coaches
But the
say.
Roonies are a sham. The Roonies are the people that's trying to bring some type of change. Because other people try to skirt around the Rooney Rule. It's something different. The Roonies like, nah. We have identified that we need diversity. The Rooney.
We understand.
The other people say, well, we can serve different things.
We understand they make good, but the outcome is not good. That don't still make it good.
But you see that the Roonies ain't bad. If it wasn't the Rooney Rule, it would be right through there.
I never said the Roonies was bad.
You did. You said it don't do shit, it ain't mean shit. You did say because that's what the coaches
All right. Every coach, every enemy will tell you the Rooney Rule was a shame. Brian Flores is.
But it's not because of the Roonies. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying.
He never said it because of the Roonies. Yeah. He never said it because of the Roonies. He said the Rooney.
But that's what they said. It's a shame. It's not a shame because it would be even less without the Roonies.
Right.
The Roonies is like we on
You
the
say
side.
that, but the people who are involved deeply with the Rooney Rule are calling it a shame.
Who is Brian Flores employed by? The Roonies. So obviously,
He wasn't when he called it a shame. He wasn't.
moving on.
Airbnb is not employed by them. He called it a sham. Louis Brennan isn't employed by anyone. He calls it a sham. Herb Edwards isn't employed by anyone. He calls it a sham.
They didn't say it was a shame by the Roonies.
Huh? I didn't say it was. I didn't say that. Right?
Well, what you keep saying, who is he employed by? Now that means something. He's employed by the Roonies.
All right, check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
You going on?
He's employed by the people who say it's not a sham. No, that means something. He's employed by the only people that say it's not a sham. That means something.
Yo, I know that. We're not saying nothing about that. But they think it's a sham.
Alright.
So what? The Roonies don't think. Yeah, they don't think it's a sham. But the people who are involved with the rule, who are getting employed by the rule, think it's bullshit. You can't deny that,
Bro.
All right, check this out. Check this out. I got a question.
Let's move on.
I got a question. How much would it take? How much money would it take? How much money would it take for you to do the suicide line? How much money would it take for you to be suicide bomber, dog?
I ain't doing it.
Why not? 6 billion. 7 billion.
6 billion for
7 billion?
who?
Oh, what was your first offer?
6 billion.
What's happening, man?
You talking fast.
Sign
You
me up.
talking fast. You trying to talk over our audience, bro. You
Yeah,
said 7 billion?
yeah,
What kind of stupid shit is this, man? I ain't taking no amount of money.
Gabby good.
I'm good.
Gabby's kids.
Everybody
Good. Billion.
Good? A billion? With a billion?
Good.
I love
You ain't
me.
doing it?
Sign me up. I love me way too motherfucking much to be worried about how
But
much
you
you gonna
can't.
pay me to kill me.
Sign me up.
I can't
Kids,
hurt
kids.
What's he talking about?
Kids get
No.
You'll kill
Sign
yourself.
me up.
You'll kill yourself up.
Do that shit?
$7 billion?
Yo.
These niggas is fools.
Hold
I
on.
ain't never heard something about this.
Yo,
Some of the
Jay,
most
listen.
foolish shit in my life.
Slim.
Family good forever and ever.
Some comic book shit.
Listen, Slim.
Iron Man, yourself together.
Gonna blow me up. Somebody gonna sew me back together. Nah, I need to fuck out of here.
Kids good forever, dog.
Slim.
Word.
It'll just be Wednesday, bro. My house.
Slim, get the black joint with the heated seats, the Range Rover, and get the joint with the elevator,
Man,
the
nigga
crib.
buy an island, bro.
Yeah, all that
Range
shit.
Rover.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you, that's all that one.
You're not gonna be.
What? You're not gonna be here? What are you missed the question?
Yeah, he missed the whole meeting.
Did I do? We got bad tricks.
this is my family. We talking about my family. We talking about my family. We talking about my family. My son loves me. Yes, I am, but
He's gonna still buy you a Range Rover?
no, I buy me. Fuck no.
What if you don't like Range Rovers though?
I don't go, man. Fuck your Range Rover. I'm dead,
Nigga,
nigga.
my son rock out with me, nigga. Fuck what y'all talking about, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
Don't you fucking
My son
kill
is
me,
a
son.
goddamn Commander fan because of me. We rock out. Jay, get the range with the motherfucking
Man,
listen, get the range.
Listen,
I want that shit black matte. I want the black matte. Nigga, hold on, man. I'm talking to my seed, man. What the fuck you talking about, nigga? Get the black matte, John. The black matte, okay? The black matte automated John. Designed for the off-road shit. Just get that, bro. I ain't shit. Man, rock the fuck out. Billion? Man, I'm out, man. I'm out of here. That's the goal. That's the end game. That's the end game for me. It is. It might not be for you, but that's the end game. What you say? What you say?
7 billion.
Man, I'm out.
Ho! You with that bullshit?
13.
You want to this little side for 7
You
million?
don't want to see your daughter grow up?
Oh, okay.
Just tell me this shit.
For 7 billion, you don't want to see your daughter grow up?
Time out. You said.
That nigga's ill.
Right now. 7
You
billion,
said.
you wouldn't
You
want to see
said.
your daughter grow up. She's 13. You wouldn't want to see her 18, 15, 16, 18? No.
I do, but 7 billion.
So what? I'm not blowing myself
Let me talk. You let me talk.
Yeah,
Let me
talk.
Let me talk. Let me say something. Let me say something. Let me talk.
Man, talk to your daughter. Tell her you act. Just tell her why you just talked to her.
Tell her why you won't be around no more. I'd rather you have money than to have me. She's like, fuck that money, Pop. Fuck that fucking money, Pop. I'd rather have my daddy. We living in a box. This nigga's ill. This nigga is ill. But proceed. This nigga's ill.
You gonna proceed? You gonna keep talking?
I'm sorry.
I'm see. I'm working right now to make sure my seeds is alright. That's the end game for me. That's the end game for me. 7 bill? I ain't gonna be here forever. I ain't gonna be here forever.
But you got a knife. You got a knife.
And what the fuck is that? Nigga, I love my kids that much.
You love you that much?
Bro.
Nah, bro. Nah. Do you love?
Yeah.
I've said many times in the show, I'm gonna live and be as long as I live.
That's you, man. That's you, man.
Here's the
I
thing.
different understand.
To me, you're being selfish.
Am I?
You're being selfish. You can ask your kids right now, they would not want $7 billion over having their dad in their life.
My kids are
gonna
gonna
cry.
My kids are gonna
They think you for real.
My kids gonna say, "Little dad, what you hear? Blah blah blah." $7 billion?
No.
7 billion?
No.
7
No.
billion?
And I know I have kids that know what $7 billion mean. I know they be like, nah,
I'm good,
they fuck with me now. They fuck with me now. I got money.
7 billion, I'm leave that to my kids, man. I'm gone.
Now,
Dad.
if I was
That's the
old
answer to the
age,
question.
if I was old age, but right now, no.
No, not. We talking about right now.
Listen, baby, we're going to distribute loot.
Oh shit.
Hey, baby. I'm sorry. I'm going to be around for your recitals. I'm sorry. I'm going to be around for the marriage. I'm sorry. I'm going to be around for your grandkids. At least I want to be. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sorry. At least I want to be around for all of that shit.
Alright.
This nigga's crazy.
Yeah, you are. So dig this, right? On that note, folks, we appreciate y'all walking with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Another episode from Area 51 in the books. You know what I'm saying? We got bro checking out.
No doubt, man. Ice man, I love y'all, man. Thanks for walking with us.
That part. We got bro in checking out.
Hello, how are you? Thank you
Yeah, man.
for fucking walking with us tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, man. We got the guy.
It's your boy, man, Coach B, man. We out, man. It's another Tuesday is the best day, man. You could be anywhere, but you rocking with the best. The best. You rocking with the best, man. Period.
We got your boy, man. Big Mac, E-Way, all day, East Side, Area 51. The boys. Shout out to everybody, E-Way. Shout out to Big Bro Hindu. From the section, LB.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
Thumbs. Tatron. Bagley.
Birthday was
Yeah.
birthday, man. What is
Who that?
dumb? Happy belated.
Yeah, y'all related.
Happy
bro.
belated, dogs. Happy belated.
Shout out to everybody on checking, man. Must. Oh,
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for walking with us.
building, Blue State. Man. Kaiser. Freaks.
I swear it was a beat out and killed so many fucking people. It was a fair number of people got killed. I know it was quick that too, but I was like, nah. First we first we went like 37 dogs in night club, moments, dogs and shot and from the best of all. It got hurt for those 9s. He ass in the box off of bullet grades.
What's on?
Ass and get boxed with my man. Damn, we got gold, fellas.